Congratulations! Hi, my name is Mark, and your side quest is over. That's right, your mission has been completed. You found this podcast. Whether you rolled that D20 or you did that whole up, down, left, right, select, start, whatever combination Konami code that was. I can't remember. I'm old. Leave me alone. Anyway, you're probably listening to this on a mobile device. iOS, Android, Windows. But did you also know that you can find this show along with so many others like it? Although admittedly there are no shows quite like this one. Believe me, I know. I've looked. But you can always find the latest episode of this show at Tangibound Network. Go to tangiboundnetwork.com, look it up, check it out, listen from the side. It's even mobile friendly. How awesome is that? Go check it out, tangiboundnetwork.com.
You are now entering the world of Musings of a Geek podcast network. Stay geeky, my friends.
Geek Speak, the definitive 365 cut. These are the meaningless ramblings of a Scottish redone whore and a pissy ex-video store clerk. Their ongoing mission is to set right the movie wrongs. They're gonna need a bigger podcast.
Hello there. You are listening to episode 19 of the 365Flicks podcast. How are you doing?
How are you doing?
I'm alright. So tonight, we're joined for the very first time in the studio by a guest and everything.
First ever in the flesh, in the cave guest.
Yeah.
It's
So
mental.
the last time we had Doug and Martin on from the Dallas Action and 22 November Network, which was cool. So tonight we are joined by Paul.
Hello there.
Say hello, Paul. Yeah, good lad.
I have to say the cave is very impressive.
It is, isn't
Very
it?
much.
I
He did it.
kind of want to build one of my own now.
How completely surreal is this?
It's pretty strange.
It's like having a
is.
conversation, but it's not like having a conversation. It's crazy.
Yeah,
like.
it's a bit weird. It's going to take a bit of a while to get used
Ah,
to it, I
you'll
think.
get used to it. A couple more beers, you'll be fine.
Oh yeah, it'll be fine. Our first time recording in the same room together was weird as hell, to be
It
fair.
was.
Yeah, it was.
We'd been doing it over the Skype for some time, and then it's like you're in the room, and it's like meeting someone for
Yeah.
the first time ever.
I could actually had to look at you. Anyway, so Paul is a friend of the
That
show.
was a bit much, by the way.
Was it?
That was a bit much. Yep. So anyway,
So Paul's a friend of the show. I've known Paul for quite a long time now. We used to work together, and
Good few
all that
years
kind of
now.
thing. And
so you're saying he's a friend of the show. How many minutes in total would you say you have actually listened to the podcast?
I think I have listened to every episode. Not in its entirety, but
No, partially.
almost there. I think you're talking 80% or above.
Yeah,
So I
that's
think,
not bad.
That's all right.
I think it's good
it's
going.
more than most people.
Yeah, it's
Aye.
good going.
It's not bad.
But
That's
I
not
usually
bad.
listen
Yeah, I'm
to. It
happy
usually
with that.
takes me about 4 times to listen to one episode.
That's
Not because
how I
you're
do it.
boring, but just because I'm a deep sleeper.
Well, to be fair, I have
So
been,
you're saying we help your sleeping batters then?
A little bit.
I have,
Right,
I have
okay.
been told that. I have been told.
Really?
If anybody ever wants to go to sleep, they just put us on.
Not just you, any podcast.
No, there's some good podcasts out there. Some really, I mean,
No,
not
sure.
none as good as us, but
Well,
we
no,
are,
obviously not.
We are the bee's knees. Although I have literally, since we done that episode with Doug, I have listened to a few more of the Dallas Action,
Good.
and yeah, I'm scratching that itch. Like,
Yeah, I didn't really know much about that until I listened to it, and it's kind of got me addicted.
Yeah,
So-
it does
crazy.
that.
It's
It does.
crazy.
I've spent quite a few hours researching online since I've listened to that, and it is very interesting.
And who do you think done it?
Me.
Do you think Doug was there?
You.
No. Well, possibly.
I think he,
Seems to know a lot about it.
he knows enough to have been there. I think.
Yeah.
Do you think that could be like the next series, of Red Dwarf? You know, they done that episode, and they got JFK to shoot himself from the grassy knoll.
Yeah.
We could just get Doug in there driving the motorcade.
What, you saying you want Doug to shoot JFK?
If he did do it,
It's all wibbly wobbly timey wimey and
it
stuff.
always works. Don't fucking Doctor Who me. You know what? We're 10 minutes in and you're Doctor Who already.
So I know neither of you like Doctor Who, so you know.
So Paul, it's fantastic to have you here on
Thank you.
episode 19 of the 3-6, because I've been told that you're one of these geeks that likes to hide your geekdom.
Well, it's not intentional. It's just the way it is. I don't think I'm a geek per se, but
None of us do.
Chris thinks I am, and he's going to try and out me tonight, I think.
Wow.
So
I think
see.
by the simple fact that you've turned up, you've been out.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll admit that.
You are, though.
Yeah, I like
Me and
most-
you
I
had a
like
drunk
most-
conversation at a pub one night about Geordie LaForge's visor.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That probably makes me a geek, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do.
Okay.
So when it comes to time travel, do you think more of like the Terminator time travel or the Back to the Future time travel? Because that really does depend on your level of geekdom.
Probably, well... exactly. That's not a question that's ever been posed to me before, but...
Well, me neither.
No.
Just because I tend to think that if you believe in the sort of time travel that Back to the Future has us believe in, you're in a sense of realism there. But if you believe in the Terminator kind of time travel, you know, that shit is just, I mean, look at the grossings of that last movie. That's just why I ask, you know. I think if you believe in the Back to the Future time travel, you're kind of more grounded in a bit of realism. Which I tend to think makes you a bit more of a geek. And if you believe in the Terminator, you're just an asshole. So, Chris, where can they find us? Where can people find us? Because we that's like the new thing. And then we'll jump into the news roundup. By the way, tonight we'll be doing the news roundup as usual. We'll be doing a top 3 of Sopranos moments, which was picked by Paul. That was your idea.
Yeah, love The Sopranos.
Yep.
Very funny and also very serious at the same time.
I was going to say, is it meant to be funny?
I don't think so. It's got some
I think
dark
it's meant
humour
to
in
be
it,
funny,
hasn't
is it?
It's got
It's,
some dark humour in it, which is always good. Be interested. So
That would be a good little section. And then we've got some other stuff to throw in. And then we will be finishing off with the famous 365 cut. Which
Yeah.
we've been dying to do this
I'm looking
one.
forward to this one. It's been a while since we did Spider-Man.
I know it's just our second one, but we've been dying to do this one. Make it out like it's been going on for years.
Oh, it's a franchise now.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I do think this one could have had its own episode, though.
Yeah, I did go a bit crazy at the start.
So, Chris, where can they find us?
Aye. So you can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Twitter, you can find us on iTunes, find us on Stitcher, on any third-party podcast app,
On your Windows phone as well.
even on a Windows phone.
Even on a Windows phone.
Probably won't be many people doing that on a Windows phone. Am I forgetting any?
Yeah, well, we're on all those snazzy networks as well. We're on the Musings of the Geek.
Oh,
we're
shit,
on
that's right.
Wicked Radio. We're on Tangent Bound, which we now have T-shirts for, which is kind of awesome with T-boners.
Although you refuse to take a selfie.
I will take a selfie at some point and I will send it to him.
I think it's only in fear of ending up looking like yourself when you took yours.
Yeah, Chris took a picture of himself and it was a very dashing photo with like a bong eye of sorts.
I was smiling. I was doing my half smile.
Right, is that what
That's
it
what
was?
it was.
Right, aye. I just thought you had Bell's palsy or something. Yeah, so we're on the Tangent Bound Network where you can find many, many fantastic podcasts, including Doug Campbell's. The Dallas Action. We're also on the Kiki Antics, where you have that timey-wimey tea time.
That's right.
Do you still listen to that?
Oh, yeah.
But
So-
you know what? If you really just want to find us, just get yourself on your Googles and go into your search and just type in 365Flicks are awesome and you'll find us. That's the easiest way to do it.
There you go.
Easiest. And iTunes, because everybody's got iTunes.
Apart from Windows phones users.
Windows phones, right, are underrated and underappreciated. As always, we start off with the news roundup. Any news? I've got a couple. It's been a bit of a slow news kind of thing, which you wouldn't have thought because, you know, it's been 3 weeks since we've done a normal show, which I do want to apologise for. That was because my throat had, you know, a lot of things going on.
Right, okay.
Any news?
So first, shut the fuck up.
Any news?
First
Any
bit
news?
is Terminator Genesis is now on hold again.
Thank fuck.
Again.
That's the best news I have seen all week.
No, I'm disappointed in that, to be honest. I wanted a sequel.
Where would they go with a sequel of that? Just reboot the timeline again?
Benedict Cumberbatch in there somewhere, that would do.
Matt Smith's already in it, so did you watch Terminator Genesis, Paul? Have you seen it?
No, it's not one I've seen yet.
Yeah.
You were gonna. You did give me a shout when you went to see it, but
Honestly, man, the best decision you ever made. Aye. It's horrific. Is one
Better
word.
than Fantastic Four.
No, I don't
Yeah.
actually think it is.
whoa.
I don't actually think it is.
You're an idiot.
I think if you only watch the first hour of Fantastic Four, it's way better than Terminator Genesis.
Until they cut 2 years in advance.
If you watch past the cut, if you watch past that, it slowly diminishes.
Oh, so you only watched up until...
I watched the whole thing. I'm just saying the first hour is better than Terminator Genesis. And then the second half of Fantastic Four, after the cut forward 2 years, is probably on par with Terminator Genesis.
when they go previously on Fantastic Four.
Dublin is so
At that
cool.
point, I think you got up and said, "I need a beer."
Wouldn't it be great if, like,
Yeah.
wouldn't it be great if they went into the negative zone and then they came out, you start to realise they had their powers, and then it goes blink, blink, blink.
What was that?
Previously on 24.
Oh. What the fuck kind of 24 knives was that?
Blink, blink, blink.
It doesn't go blink.
It goes
It goes
yeah, in like series 5 and 6 and 7 it did, but in the early days
Doesn't
it was
go
like
blink.
It was like blink, blink.
It never went blink.
So Fast and Furious 8 has a new director,
Yeah.
F. Gary Gray, the man behind the NWA. Have you seen the NWA film, Straight Outta Compton? Have you
Yeah,
seen
I've
it?
seen that.
Fucking awesome,
It
isn't it?
It's really good.
I'll put it on for like half hour and could be arsed.
But you don't like that kind of music anyway.
How
No,
could you not enjoy
not really.
it?
But it's not just about the music, is it?
It's not
about
at all. I think even if you didn't like the music, the performances are fucking astounding.
Awesome.
To be fair, I was in a pissy mood when I put it on, so
Oh,
maybe
well,
it's that.
Yeah, that's always you.
Time of the month, son.
There goes the women audience. Yeah, like I'm actually quite happy because I'm loving where the Fast and Furious is going anyway. I've loved them from the very start, and I love the new ones. I think The Rock is just the bee's knees, and I think F. Gary Gray, he's going to bring a lot of he's going to bring a lot to it. As long as The Rock's still in it, I'm happy.
I would rather like the original director did Fantastic and...
Fantastic Four,
That's not right. Is it?
Fantastic and Furious.
That's
a great
No,
porn
there's
title.
Yeah, exactly.
You should trademark that shit. No, I'd rather that the guy who's doing Star Trek would just fuck off out of Star Trek and keep on doing Fast and Furious
Oh,
movies.
Justin Lin.
Yeah.
But why?
Because
He's going to strap a nostalgia.
I don't want the Enterprise going over a cliff and fucking Jim Kirk running up the fucking Enterprise going...
That would look amazing in space because it would be all slow. Slower than Paul Walker did it. God rest his soul.
Was it in slow-mo?
So any other news? I just mentioned that because I think the NWA movie, I think it's amazing. One of the few biopics in the last few years that has absolutely, from start to finish, gripped me.
I might give it another go.
You should.
Yeah.
You should.
Meh.
Because you are, like you say, you are gripped by it, and
It
you
is.
do
It
give
is.
it some thought after you've watched it.
And I don't think you realise how many of the songs you actually know. Because I was sat there, and every time they bust out a new song, I was like, oh shit, I used to listen to that. It was awesome. But when they do the gig... when the police are all like, and they do the fucking
Don't do
police
this.
song, and the police are like, don't sing that song because if you sing that song, we're gonna arrest you. And
Oh, you tell me about that bit, yeah.
And then they bust it out, and it's like, oh man, I wish I was there, but I wasn't because I was all young and stuff.
It's not really the place for a 6-year-old, is it?
No, not really.
Paul, has anything caught your eye?
The only thing that's influenced me recently is probably the Netflix series Narcos.
Ah, you
I've
are
been
about that,
watching
yeah.
I finished the first series the other night, and I thought it was awesome. Just really got into it. And you pointed out to me before that Oberyn from Game of Thrones is Agent Pena.
Is he in there, is he?
He's in there.
I'll watch.
Yeah, just like you said about Straight Outta Compton, it just grips you from start to finish.
It looks good. I haven't seen it, but it looks good.
As bad as Pablo Escobar was, he's a bit of a legend.
Oh, aye.
The way he got things done, is just totally ruthless. So I really enjoyed it, and I'd
That's what you
recommend
want in
it.
your...
I did start watching it after Paul recommended it, and it is very good.
It's just Netflix they keep pumping out these like original dramas and original series, and you just don't know what to watch.
I did try to watch Scream,
What, the TV show?
which they're billing as an original, a Netflix original.
The Scream TV show.
I've seen that, but
Oh
never.
dear.
Who's in it? Anybody.
It's just,
Maybe
you
not.
know what you would think, right? You would think that they would learn.
You
Because
think they would learn?
I'll tell you for why. It's a bunch of fucking, 40-year-olds, a bunch of impossibly beautiful 40-year-olds playing fucking 15-year-olds. Fuck off!
Impossibly beautiful 40-year-olds.
Bunch of plastic bastards.
Are you talking about the Scream TV show or Scream Queens?
Scream. What the fuck is Scream Queens?
Scream Queens has got Jamie Lee Curtis in it.
No, I don't know what you're talking
I did
about.
quite fancy watching that.
No, I don't.
Has it even got scary Ghostface?
It's got a transsexual version of Ghostface
Bloody
where
hell.
they've tried to make it
Put lipstick on it.
whatever the fuck. I don't know why they didn't just use Ghostface.
Nah, Ghostface is iconic as fuck.
It's not
isn't it?
Ghostface.
Do you think it was like Wes Craven before he died was all like, you can't use Ghostface in anything?
Maybe that's what it was, because apparently he didn't want anything to fucking do with that. He didn't even want his name on it.
I tell you what, maybe they should have used the Member of Parliament from across here, Jeremy Corbyn, because he has a head like a haunted tennis ball, according to
He
Frank
does,
Boyle,
aye.
which I found very funny.
We tend not to do politics on the show, but he is a turd.
Oh,
he is
man.
a huge fucking turd. I can't get behind him at at all.
Just that quote was enough to... Frankie Boyle for Prime Minister, definitely.
Frankie Boyle for Prime Minister, absolutely.
I'll be honest with you, I put that video on Facebook the other day. I'm voting for Cameron. I'm fucking voting for that douchebag. But from what he was saying about Jeremy Corbyn, I was like, I'll vote for you.
So, George Miller has said, fuck that to Man of Steel 2.
What's he going to do? Mad Max 2 and 3 and 4? I hated that film. Have you seen Mad Max?
Yeah.
It's such a shit film.
I didn't get on with it.
Nah,
all these people who came out and was like, oh, it's a 2-hour car chase, it's amazing, it's all practical effects. Tom Hardy's barely in it, and he says fuck all.
He doesn't say a lot, does he?
Not at all. Not at all. And apparently he's not on board for the next one, because something about him and Charlize Theron didn't get on.
How do you not get on with Tom Hardy?
Exactly. I thought you were going to say Charlize Theron. I'm glad you said Tom Hardy. How do you not get on with Tom Hardy?
Tom Hardy? Just get him to do the Cray voice. Man of Steel 2 is basically being shafted because it's not going to happen. They've got a hard-on for Batman instead.
It's become the ginger-headed stepchild of the DC universe,
It has.
basically. And
You don't want that.
They don't want none of it.
We should have had a Man of Steel 2. It's bullshit.
I'm getting pissed off with Zack Snyder's flip-flopping, like, Batman vs Superman is Man of Steel 2, and then it isn't Man of Steel 2, and he wants to make a Batman movie.
No, it's not Man of Steel 2. It's fucking got Batman in it.
Very much just Batfleck.
And every other bastard in the DC universe.
You'll like it when you see it.
I'm already...
I think it looks awesome.
I'm sold.
Civil War will be better.
I think it's a 5-star movie already.
Apparently it got a standing ovation.
Of course it did, because Batfleck's in it.
There may have been guns pointed at them, you don't know.
I think it was just
Kind of stopped myself there.
that
What's your next bit of news, Kev?
Moving on.
So it turns out that Daniel Craig would rather slit his own wrists than make another Bond movie.
Apparently so, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of pisses on your chips there, like.
I find that highly annoying because before Casino Royale came out, who was Daniel Craig? I know he'd been on the scene, and I know he'd done a lot of stuff. Who was he until he made Bond?
Yeah, I mean, I'd heard of him, but...
Yeah. Layer Cake was good. That's about the only film before Casino Royale I could say, oh, I love Daniel Craig. And now he's all like, I'd rather kill myself than make another one. I'm sorry, but that irked me. It really did. It got my goat. It really did. And I'm not happy about it.
So, we've had this conversation before. So, who would you two have as the next Bond?
Tom Hardy. Every step of the way.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I mean, I would be happy with Tom Hardy. But I think guys like Damian Lewis, I think, although he's ginger, I think you'd make a good... I do think you'd make a good Bond. Yeah, of course. You know,
and a bit of fake tan as well. You know,
he is.
You can't have James Bond being all pale.
Well,
he's a good actor.
He's Scottish. He's supposed to be. Scottish heritage.
That's not Scottish.
Skyfall was in the Highlands.
In the Heelands.
I know this. I know.
You should know. You are English.
Speaking of English, did you watch This Is England?
It's not something I've got into, but I think I'm going to now.
Oh,
From
man.
just, everybody I know has been watching it, so it's going to be something I'm going to have to do.
That was the balls.
I haven't seen it because I saw the movie, but I've not seen any of the TV shows. So I didn't watch it.
That's pretty much where I'm at.
Yeah.
I would say binge them, but do not ever binge.
You'll be
This
for
Is
killing
England.
yourself.
Yeah. You'll not. It's not something you can take lightly. It's Shea Meadows.
Yeah, I've heard there's some pretty rough scenes in it.
I mean, in the first series, and I mean, you're talking about the first series, which came out after the movie. It was like, don't binge it ever. I would say maybe watch an episode a month, and then you might be okay. The new series was phenomenal. Like, they really just knocked out the park, and it was a bit shit that you knew it was going to be the last series because
they're not doing it anymore.
Apparently, that's it. Done. And they didn't wrap it up, but they ended it on a slightly happy note, which This Is England never does.
Did that piss you off?
No, I was because I knew it was the last series. I'm okay with a happy ending, but there's two characters in it, and they're like quite minimal characters. They're part of the main group, but they're minimal characters. Harvey and Gadget, and I would love it if they'd done a spin-off with them two, because they are the life and soul of the show. They're just so fucking funny. And one of them is Michael Sosha. He was in Being Human. You watched Being Human?
What do you mean?
He took over from the other.
Oh, he's
the other
quality,
guy.
him, yeah.
Well, he, in This Is England, is the fucking soul of the show for me. He's amazing. Daniel Craig's being a tit, really, if you ask me.
It is a little bit arsey, to be honest, saying that. I mean,
do you think, though? Because I said to Lindsay...
Has he been taken out of context, though? Is it a context thing?
It could be, but at the same time, he's got this film that's just come out. He's probably not even thinking about the next one because he's contracted for one more. Everybody's screaming, who's the next James Bond? So do you think he's just a little bit pissed off? Like, why are you replacing me before I've even made my last one kind of thing?
Maybe.
I would be if I was him.
I would be. I'd be annoyed as... I read that way. I was like, I wouldn't like to open the paper every day and it's like Tom Hardy's the new James Bond or...
It was on Digital Spy, I think, saying, like... Daniel Craig had said, if I was to pick my replacement, it would be Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
So, you can't have it both ways.
He certainly wants it both ways.
Tumbleweed again. So my next bit of news is, you'll like this bit of news, Kev. John Williams, who we all know and love.
Duel of Fates.
Indiana Jones, Jaws. He's going to be the first ever composer to be given a Lifetime Achievement Award by the American Film Institute.
Is that the AFI?
Yeah.
See who I did that?
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Good on him.
He's done enough. Done enough. His name's been on every movie ever made. So, and even the movies he has nothing to do with, he's probably inspired them. So,
even the movies that like you say, he's not doing the score for. You're kind of thinking he should be doing the score for.
The guy that did the score listened to his score. No, that's cool. But I mean, Lifetime Achievement Awards. That pretty much means you're dead.
No, he's done the score for Episode 7, hasn't he?
Well, he has, but as soon as they give you that, that's like saying, oh, well done, but your career's finished.
No, it'll be fine.
So you got anything else that you... I'm brushing over the John Williams thing. I like it. I'm glad he's getting it, but I'm brushing over.
No, I've been pretty busy recently, so not really much else from me.
Supposed to come here and have done your homework.
I should have been prepared more.
I think I had like the George Miller. Apparently he's turned down Akira as well. Have you ever seen Akira? You've not seen it, have you? We've covered that a few times. Like, Akira is like this kick-ass like Japanese animation movie. It is really like proper like post-apocalyptic, neo-futuristic, and it's been in the pipelines for some time. It has been on the go, and it doesn't seem to be happening. George Miller has been offered it, and he said no. But you know how Christopher Nolan has this 2017 movie that he's not named and he's not talking about, and it's a big secret. Rumour is it's going to be Akira. I could see Christopher Nolan putting in a great Akira movie. The only thing is, I'm pretty sure Zac Efron's attached to it.
He was, he was all right in Parkland.
He was good in Parkland.
I know that Doug doesn't like Parkland because when I was listening back to that episode,
really, I didn't notice until I listened back. I was like, oh shit.
There was the delay. There was like a 3-second delay. So Kev was speaking about it, and Doug kind of went, "I don't fucking watch that shit."
Like it was like there was a bit of an axe to grind there. Yeah. Like, what the fuck you doing watching that?
But Zac Efron was good in that movie. I thought. I liked him in Bad Neighbours.
He was brilliant in Bad Neighbours. But the thing for me is, if Akira is coming, I'd love to see Nolan have a crack at that with. It would be a totally different movie because it's Nolan and it'd be all existential. I think he'll do a really good job with that if that is the movie he's going to make. But that's the rumour now.
I want to see him do another. I've not seen it still yet.
I've
not seen it yet. I don't know, because he keeps telling me it's shit. So
did you like it?
I quite liked it. I quite liked it. I thought it was good.
I've not got around to seeing it. That's all. I will see it.
I told you about that months ago.
I was just waiting for him to go. All right.
But he needs to do another Prestige.
Yeah.
Inception-y sort of level movie.
One of his middle movies.
Yeah. Better than Dark Knight Rises.
Well, no, I'm saying, like, he always, when he was making the Dark Knight trilogy, he done a movie in the middle of each of those movies, and they were his best movies.
It's not better than Dark Knight, though.
The only Nolan movie I don't like was Insomnia.
With Robin Williams. I loved that, man.
Al Pacino was alright, but... Oh, Al Pacino, though. Robert De Niro was teaming up.
Yeah.
With Marty. Yeah, I'm still not buying it.
I think that's something to look forward to.
It is... If it's Heat 2.
It's not. But Scorsese didn't do Heat, did he?
No.
Well, shut up then.
Michael Mann done it. But they made that other film, that Righteous Kill, the one I told you about on the Facebook, and it was horrendously bad. So the thought of them teaming up does excite me, but at the same time it scares the living crap out of me. I don't want to see another Righteous Kill.
Speaking of Heat, did you guys watch, I think it was Graham Norton?
Right.
It's like a chat show. And last week it had, what's the guy's name? He plays Loki.
Tom Hiddleston. Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see that? He's done an impression of De Niro.
He's cool.
That was pretty cool.
Because you could tell he was fanboyed the fuck out. It was really good. It was cool. Like
What did he do an impression of De Niro in
front
of De Niro?
He
did pretty much the whole restaurant scene out of Heat. for Robert De Niro
That's got to be on
with
YouTube.
the Pacino bits and
I'm YouTubing that.
Yeah,
I'm YouTubing
it was
that.
cool. Like it was.
So The Flash has its director. It's somebody you don't know, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
Some guy called Seth Graham Smith. Yeah. The only thing about that was that apparently it was going to be Lord and Miller. You know, the guys that done the Lego movie 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street.
They're doing Star Wars now.
Apparently that's why they're not doing Flash now.
Right.
But I was liking the thought of a Flash movie in their hands, because 21 and 22 Jump Street are like proper geeky shit. I thought them doing the Flash could have been...
I did read today that, speaking about the Flash movie, is that the Flash costume in the movie is apparently going to be all techie and Iron Man-y and stuff, which sounds a bit shit.
I was quite looking forward to that movie.
Are you not just going to be comparing him to Grant Gustin, though?
Don't get me wrong, I would love to have seen Grant Gustin take that role on in the movieverse, but can't do that. They're not going to do it.
No. Have you watched The Flash or Arrow? Oh, you don't have Sky, do you?
Not at the moment, no. No.
Flash is awesome.
The Arrow was better.
Arrow's good, but the new series of The Flash, I've seen the first episode and that.
Yeah, I won't see that till Tuesday for Flash and Wednesday for Arrow. So.
Yeah, I don't have no patience, okay? I have no patience. You know this. If the Americans have seen it, I want it. So I watched it.
For people listening, Kev went all wide-eyed and scary there. That was just, wow.
Why should they have it before me, alright? So the only other thing I had that's like kind of popped onto my radar, I've got a couple of things up there, but stuff that really didn't bother me. Ellen Page is supposedly in talks to make the Flatliners remake. Why are we remaking
Kiefer Sutherland movie?
Yes. Why are we remaking Flatliners?
Yeah, you see that's up there with remaking Goonies, just fuck off.
Yeah, aye.
Or Jaws, fuck off.
Flatliners was awesome. Like, I can understand Point Break, because it's a Keanu Reeves movie. Yeah, remake the shit out of that. Not Flatliners. It upset me when I read it. It really upset me because...
But has Ellen Page done anything?
Ellen Page?
Lately?
Not lately, no, but people are still raving about Juno, and she made this film a couple of years back, and I can't actually... I think it was called The East. Was it The East or was it called The Pack? I think it was The East, and they were like global terrorists sort of thing, but they didn't do anything. And I had her, and I had Eric out of True Blood, you know, the cool vampire.
Skarsgård.
Oh, yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
Aye. I had him and I had her, and they were like eco-terrorists, but they didn't do anything. They just sat around a house being hippies and shit.
Yeah, eco-terrorist
Smoking
just
weed.
screams hippie.
Aye. And I remember, like, I kept seeing the trailers and thinking, that looks pretty cool, because they were like, we're eco-terrorists, but we're going to take over the internet, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. And then you watched it, and it was just those are hippies.
Was that a South Park version?
Honestly, you will realise as this episode goes on, that is my only impression. when I mimic a movie or anything, I turn into Eric Cartman. That's literally how it goes. So you have anything else?
The only other bit you won't give a fuck about,
Probably not.
I kind of don't either, but I'm going to say it anyway, is Ron Perlman is going to be in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
I thought you were going to say Fantastic Four 2 there. I was getting so excited. that movie's got legs now.
Are they doing Fantastic Four 2?
At least
If they're not making bloody Genesis 2,
At some
how are they
point-
going to do that shit? No.
At some point in the next 7 years, there has to be a Fantastic Four 2, otherwise they lose the rights to Marvel. So we know it's coming, we just don't know when. You know, it's got to be done in 7 years' time. Fantastic Beasts, that Harry Potter.
Yeah,
No.
he's playing a goblin. Make Hellboy 3.
Yeah, we need Hellboy 3.
Apparently he does want to do it.
Oh, he's dying to do it. He's been campaigning for years. We all know that Pacific Rim 2 is going to suck balls. So instead of doing that shit, why doesn't Guillermo del Toro just make another Hellboy? I think you were quite, like, astounded by the way I just rolled off his, like, name. Like, Guillermo. You were all like, I call him Guillermo.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. I don't like him because I don't have to say his name if I don't like him.
Guillermo
That's
del
what it
Toro. That one.
Or it maybe comes off Gitmo, I don't know.
Gitmo. I quite like Gitmo, that's pretty cool. The only other thing I did have, and I do want to mention it just really quickly, I'm not going to flex on it too long. The Suicide Squad, I'm really kind of even more a little bit want to see it. I mean, you know me, I want to see it anyway. But have you read this thing that Will Smith's been doing all these interviews and they keep saying, what's it like working with Jared Leto and what was it like meeting Jared Leto and being on set with him? And he's basically saying that Jared Leto was so into being the Joker that he's not actually met Jared Leto yet. That's some good shit.
Yeah, I quite like that.
That's what I want to be hearing when that
That's like some Daniel Day-Lewis shit there.
That's some Daniel. It's some Daniel Day-Lewis. It's some Heath Ledger shit.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger didn't want to speak to nobody on set.
Hopefully it goes better.
It will go better because he's won an Oscar already, so he doesn't need to do anything to win it. But what? posthumous and that. But yeah, like, I read that and I thought it might be Will Smith saying it.
I was the same as you. I was actually looking forward to that more than Batman vs Superman, because it's not Man of Steel 2. But then we got the trailer and it was Will Smith saying, "Let's go save the world." And
Well, how can you say that? Because the rest of the trailer is amazing.
But then you've got him being all fucking Independence Day and stuff.
Did you want Jai Courtney to say that? Like?
I did. You know, there's supposed to be villains being forced into it, and so why the fuck is he saying, "Oh, let's go save the world"?
I read that, and I've been reading all these articles where he's basically turning around and saying, "I've not actually met Jared Leto yet. I'm pumped the fuck to see his Joker now." Like, I was enjoying. You've not been watching Gotham, have you? Are you gonna watch Gotham?
Nah.
Well, you know how they got this kid in Gotham. This Cameron Monaghan is supposedly playing the Joker. Episode 3 of the new series, They Killed Him. The way Gotham's dealing with it is that the Joker is he's like a legend. He's like a myth. Anybody can be the Joker. And Cameron Monaghan playing Jerome sets the seed for the Joker. Bollocks, because I'll be completely honest with you, when I was watching that, I had him as probably my second favourite Joker. Crazy.
All he did was smile, a bit creepy.
No. When you watch the first 3 episodes of Series 2, when it comes out in the UK in like March, when it comes out in March, watch it. Those first 3 episodes, you will think the same as me. You'll be like, yeah, he's probably like my number 2 Joker. And then they kill him, they stab him in the back, and he's dead. Gone.
What? Are you saying you put him above Jack Nick?
I put Jack Nick below Cesar Romero.
Well, you're wrong. I'm not bothered about seeing Gotham.
In fact, Gotham Series 2, they killed Jerome, and I honestly had him pegged, but now I just got to put my faith in Jared Leto.
Gotham doesn't really interest me. At the end of season 1, they have Bruce Wayne finding a fucking Batcave, for fuck's sake. The whole of the first series, I was just waiting for it to get good.
And it didn't.
No.
I'll tell you what might get good is Homeland starts again here
Tomorrow
night.
I haven't watched that since Series 3. You know, when they killed him, when they hung him.
Oh man, season 4 was actually the best season yet. Oh,
easily,
hell yeah.
Easily.
Without Damian Lewis.
Yeah, 100%.
Actually, because he wasn't in there.
He did get a bit tedious after a while, but,
He did.
I couldn't understand how you would carry on without him.
Well,
It was
awesome.
better.
It's just a totally different storyline.
I know, it was really good. So that starts again tomorrow, so I'll be watching that.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure.
I might give it a go. Have the Americans had it?
No, I think actually Channel 4 are doing okay. I think it's only just started in the US. So, you know, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it's in the US, it started bloody about 2 months earlier than we get it. And Gotham is on Channel 5 here, which is fucking, I don't know, 9 months. You can have a kid quicker. But yeah, Homeland does look good.
I might go back and I might give Series 4 a go. But to be honest, when they killed him, I was just kind of like, don't see where this is going to go now. So I just didn't bother. But if you guys vouch for it, I'll give it a go. So we're going to move on then, because that's the news roundup, and it's a little bit more than we actually thought. We have the comic book. I think it was, what episode was it? Episode 18.
Maybe episode 16. It was just after we went to Comic-Con.
Yeah, we went to Comic-Con in Glasgow.
Well, we've said in that episode where we talked about everything that happened when we went to Comic-Con, one of our favourite parts of the weekend was we got to speak to some guys who, you know, create comic books and that kind of thing. So after speaking to them, because they liked the Spider-Man tattoo and Kev didn't take his shirt off for that one. So, you know, that's always a plus.
I don't know. I think I could have got us more interviews had I taken
maybe could have if you just go about flashing everyone. So we started speaking to these guys who were advertising. Well, it was initially they were advertising, or the thing that drew us in was an advertisement for a comic book called Laptop Guy.
Yeah. That looked cool.
Which was cool, yeah. So we were speaking.
I have actually read that one as well. We're not going to review that one, but I did actually read it, and it's pretty solid.
I've got it downloaded, but I read Plagued. So,
it's solid.
Yeah. So we were actually going to ask them for a review copy of Laptop Guy, but instead the guy pointed us out to Plagued. So,
because that was kind of their new baby. Like it's not their comic book, they're publishing it, their company. That's their kind of their baby. Yeah. So yeah, Shah, was it Shah? That was his name, Shah.
Yes.
He ended up giving us Plagued after the other lads kind of sold it to us on the fact that it was a post-apocalyptic Glasgow.
That was what had me.
How can you not? Like as soon as he said post-apocalyptic, and it's like, oh, and then he said Glasgow, and it's like, yeah, I'm reading that. So he said, come back later. We went back later, and we met Shah, who I think is the big cheese of the company. He gave us well, he said he was going to send us the preview or a review copy of Plague, and he sent it to us. He sent us all 3 issues. In fact, I think there's only 3 out right now, and it's a bloody good read.
It is.
It's a bloody good read. Like, when I first opened it and I first started reading it, and the artwork is it's what I like. It is what I like. Like, it's not as polished as some of your maybe bigger titles. Like, you're not going to open Spider-Man and see a comic book kind of cartoony thing. Like, yeah, it's quite polished.
Yeah.
But this was kind of, the art was the first thing that struck us. It was nice, and I'm not going to say it was basic, but it's just nice and healing to the eyes, I thought.
You know what it kind of reminded me of a little bit? It's not, exactly the same or anything, but did you ever read the comic book of V for Vendetta?
I've seen it. I haven't read it.
It's kind of
too many V's.
A similar, I know, right? I can hardly even say that. It's kind of a similar type of artwork.
I can see where you're coming from with that.
And I agree with you completely. It just looked cool, kind of thing.
It did look cool because it was like my comic book experience starting from a very young age was the Beano and the Dandy. Remember them?
Yeah, I was a Beano man more than a Dandy man.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the Dandy. You are a pretty dandy man now, though. Yeah, but like, I tend to think you're a bit of a dandy man. Bit of a dandy Dan. Remember that in Bugsy Malone, Dandy Dan?
I can't even speak anymore.
That's fine. But like that's kind of where I grew up with the Beano, your Dennis and your Nasher and all that, and that kind of that Plagued. I'm not going to say it was as childish as that, but it's sort of a grown-up version of that. Very real.
And the dog is called Dex as well.
So basically, like, Glasgow's got a plague, obviously. It's been plagued, and people are dying and shit and getting SARS and stuff. And this is like the main character, Mackey, Thomas Mackey, was it?
I'm just thinking of Dandy Man, sorry. Yeah, you've got better notes than I have on this one. Because
the main guy is Thomas Mackey, and he's got a dog called Dex that he can speak to, which you kind of find out after, was it issue 1 or 2, that there's a reason he can speak to him. He's going around trying to hunt down witches because the apocalypse has brought about witches, which is cool. And he's like, he's hunting witches and he's trying to kill witches because he wants to get into this sort of the safe zone, but then she's all like, yeah, it might not be the safe zone, it might actually be a different kind of thing. The shit they're giving you to keep you alive isn't the right shit to be taken. I'm paraphrasing because they don't say shit, but yeah, so they kind of team up, and by the end of the 3rd issue, they're a little bit of a team and they're going around trying to, I really like it. The art is by a woman named Tanya Roberts. I couldn't find a lot about her. Could you find anything, really? I was looking around all the different, like, you type it into Google, you type my name into Google, you find anything, And I couldn't find a great deal, but what I did find was a DeviantArt page. And you've been on DeviantArt?
No.
It's like anybody who's like an independent artist or has proper talent going around them, and they want to get their stuff out there, but they don't necessarily want to go the long way around, you can stick it up on DeviantArt. So she's on DeviantArt. Bollocks.
You just closed the page, haven't you?
Aye. So she's on DeviantArt. She's called EnolianSlave, but she's got some really good artwork. I mean, there seems to be lately she's doing a lot of like turtle stuff.
Oh, cool! I like that.
I kind of got wondering, is she doing like a Turtles project? It'd be pretty cool if she was, because if she is, we'll get her on. But I would like to try and maybe like speak to her.
Yeah, I mean...
But yeah, she's got a lot of stuff up on DeviantArt. I recommend you go and have a look. Kind of give you a sense for what Plagued is. Got like a pretty cool picture of Baymax from Big Hero 6. That's pretty snazzy. That looks kind of Lord of the Ringsy, doesn't it?
It does.
One ring to rule them all. Do you know the next line?
Come on then. What's the fucking next line?
Your mum.
Ooh, got a Tony Stark picture there with a bit of whiskey in his hand. Yeah, she's really good. I recommend you have a look on DeviantArt. DeviantArt's a brilliant page anyway, a good website where you can find a lot of stuff that you maybe wouldn't find anywhere else.
So just once again, it's EnolianSlave.
Is that because I said you couldn't say Gilmero? Is that what that's for? Well, I mean, even
EnolianSlave, that's what it is.
Yeah, Enolian's. Yeah. But the things that really grabbed me when I came on this page, like, I quite like this little bit of stuff here. That's pretty cool. But it was the turtles. He draws the turtles brilliantly, very much like the new cartoon that's on right now on Nickelodeon. She kind of draws them that way. It's fantastic. You got like Tails from Sonic. That's awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
Tails is cool. I did tell you before we started recording that we are still very much thinking about going to the Newcastle Comic Con, and according to our DeviantArt page, she's going to be there. So once we've put this episode out there, anyway, I'm going to link them in. I'd quite like to get them on.
Absolutely.
We've always spoke about getting one of the Black Art Press guys and I'd love to get one of them as well. That's going to happen.
So if anybody wants to have a look for Blackheart,
we'll do the writer first. We'll talk about the writer first. The writer of Plagued is Gary Chudleigh, because he's got to get some sort of respect out of this. This comic won awards for the Scottish the Scottish Independent Comic Book Association
Alliance.
So he won 2 awards. Tanya won one for best art, and the comic book itself won Best Independent Comic Book. He lost out as he was runner-up for Best Writer. So yeah, it was nominated for 5 different things. It won 2. I mean, this is a pretty prestigious comic, and we managed to go in there. And
we weren't put off by the Gary Spock guy that was on the table opposite.
Weird.
There was a guy who was dressed as Spock, and he was freaky.
Was he?
Oh, yes.
Was he not called Spock Vegas or something?
I don't know. He kind of looked like a statue, and then he moved.
Yeah. Yeah. And we were like talking to them, but really out the corner of my eye, I was like checking he hadn't moved. It's like when there's a spider in my room, and I lie in bed, like...
Don't look directly at it.
Yeah, you can't look directly at it, but you have to know where it is, you know?
I'm pretty sure when we went in the second day, you kind of went to me, go and get your photo taken with him. I was like, I don't want to, I'm scared.
So I bring up Gary Chudleigh, obviously, because he's the writer of this. It's really well written. Could have done with a bit more Glaswegian, though. Like, as I was reading it, I wanted to feel a bit more Glaswegian. I was doing it
I noticed in the dialogue, it was in there, you know, so the Scottish accent was in there, yeah.
But like, I wanted like, oh, how are you, man, you wee Zuma.
You wee Dobby and stuff.
Like, I just stuff like that. But it was really well written. It was a good little comic.
2 pints prick.
And
Still gameisms.
It did, like, it's won awards, and I still can't believe we managed to get a hold of it. But if you want to check out Gary Chudleigh's stuff, he has got like a full-on website. There's a lot of good stuff on there, and it kind of goes through, like, he's done some short stories for like anthology kind of books. He's written a few other ones himself. One of them you'll be happy about, because it was from it was a licensed character from the Dandy Dan, because you're a dandy man. But he took a dandy character and he made like an actual story, and the dandy gave him the rights to do this, and it was called Invisible Dick, about a villainous serial killer. I just wanted to say Invisible Dick.
Yeah. You know what's worrying? You know, your notes are on the screen there.
Yeah.
And my eyes were drawn to Invisible Dick, which is just, that's just not right.
So if you want to check out Plagued, they are the guys that got us the book. They published the book, and they were 3 just brilliant guys to speak to. The first 2 themselves hooked us on the book, they hooked us on them. And then Shah came along, and Shah's like, yeah, take the book. But yeah, they distribute the book. You can go to their website. I think it's £3 an issue. There's 3 issues so far. £3 an issue. You can order it off there. I recommend you do. I mean, if they hadn't sent us a review copy, I probably would buy it. But they sent us a review copy.
You know, I was ready to go up and buy the laptop guy.
We were.
But then, was it Mark we spoke to first?
Yeah.
Yeah, he started telling us about Plagues, and I was ready to buy that as well. So, you know, he did his job.
But why buy it when you can blag a free
Exactly,
copy?
Yeah.
And all you have to do is talk about it.
On the drive up there, we kind of said it was our mission to speak to, just sort of speak to guys exactly like this. You know, it was great to see the wrestlers, and David Prowse, Podrick, and all that kind of thing. But our mission that weekend was to go up and speak to guys like this. You know,
I kept throwing out the word like indie.
Yeah, I don't like that word.
Like, I didn't want an indie comic book writer or anything like that. I just wanted to speak to somebody who had a bit of talent and who you just wanted to get them out there. Plagued was definitely that.
You know, I've said it a few times, that was my favourite part of the
it was
the weekend.
It was amazing.
Because Ted DiBiase didn't have the $1 million belt, so that was my favourite part of the weekend.
Childhood ruined.
Exactly, it's like George Lucas all over again.
Anyway, I recommend you go to Blackhearted Press. You give them your money, and you get Plagued. You get Laptop Guy. I started reading Maximum Alan as well, and it is about Alan Moore. It definitely is.
You were telling me about that on the way up to was it Legend?
It is. So the Laptop Guy, I started reading that as well. I've read that, and it is a really good. It's another good book, and that is actually Shah and Jack's book. I think Jack does the writing, or does he do the art? I think Jack does the writing. Really good. I recommend you read that. I'll let you read that by yourself. I won't read it to you.
Oh.
But Jack was the guy that, when you go on the actual website, he's written for stuff like Shameless, and Skins, and Doctor Who's in there.
Ooh.
He's written a couple of Doctor Who things. I didn't say what. I'm assuming it was like the best stuff, because we want him on the show at some point. But yeah, like, there's some really talented guys there. But they gave us Plagued. Plagued is awesome. and I recommend you read it.
Definitely.
And I'm going to spend countless hours looking at this DeviantArt because she's got some brilliant pictures on there. That was the Plagued. Fully enjoyed that comic. So what do you want to do next? We're doing the top 3 next?
Let's talk about The Sopranos.
I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Blake from the History of Bad Ideas. And we'll get back to your regularly scheduled program here in just a second, geek listeners. But we do a weekly podcast called The History of Bad Ideas.
Yeah, where we'll discuss things like television or movies or music or games or any other thing that falls into our geek-related podcast knowledge.
You can find us on Geek Life Radio, Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central, or Radio-Blitz, Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central, or you can listen to us whenever the hell you want on iTunes and Stitcher. Check us out. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
So why do we want to talk about The Sopranos? What is it about The Sopranos, Paul?
I think it's just the whole emphasis on, Tony Soprano being a kind of dad to 2 kids, but also a mafia boss at the same time, and all the troubles that go with it, basically, which there are many, as you know. You've got like your Godfathers and your Casinos and all that, but when you watch those films, it's very much just the mob. Yeah. There's no other side to it. Whereas with The Sopranos, you've got quite a lot of interaction with his wife, with the kids, and the immediate family. So the uncles, Uncle June for one, who's awesome. Uncle June is awesome. I kind of wish they would do, just going off on one here, I kind of wish they would do a kind of spin-off of Uncle June and Tony Soprano's
we've spoken
dad.
about that, yeah.
They did say that, though. They said that for years.
Which would be amazing.
They did say for a long time they were going to do it, but...
You know what? That Mad Men is finished.
Yeah.
So we're ready for another programme that's set around about that time.
Yeah.
I was so hoping you were going to say period piece there. I really hoped you were going to say that there, but we'll not go there.
Well, I didn't.
I know what you're saying, though.
So, fuck yeah, get a Sopranos, prequel type thing where it is Junior and Tony's dad.
Yeah, I think that would be great. Just going back, when you see Tony hooking up with one of his dad's gourmets.
That's right.
That scene's pretty cool, and she's got the president's hat. And
that
like
was creepy scene.
It was pretty weird.
Yeah.
Tony seemed to enjoy it.
I do. I'm totally on board with them. Like when the Sopranos finished and they kept saying that they were going to do like a spin-off. I think if you're going to do a spin-off of the Sopranos, it has to be a prequel. Yeah. You have to go back to when the family kind of started.
Well, the thing is, it ended exactly as the writers wanted it to end. How else are you going to end that show? I still think it's a good ending to the show.
I'm glad you're saying that because a lot of people have a lot of hatred towards that ending.
Well, a lot of people are morons.
They are. Because how else are you going to do it?
Yeah.
Like, do you want to see Tony killed?
You can take it both ways, can't you? Which is,
I normally do.
Which is, I guess, what they wanted.
Exactly, you make your own end.
Yeah, exactly.
It's did somebody come in and kill him? It's you can debate it as much as you want, and I'm sure it was the writer, the creators. Did he not do an interview where he explained the ending?
He did. I didn't read it. I don't want to read it.
I didn't read it because why would you? It was a phenomenal ending. It's the same as when Damon Lindelof and Carlton Hughes came out and they were like, look, this is how Lost ended. This is what it means. I don't fucking care. Like, I'm making my own mind.
Yeah, exactly. It's, it's Nolan at his best.
It's not
it's Inception, make your own damn mind
exactly.
up what's happened. Not Dark Knight Rises, but...
No, they wanted you to know what happened. But it's the same as, like, Dexter. Like, they ended Dexter on such a good closure point. You could have been happy with it. And then it's like, fade to black. Oh, fade up, he's a lumberjack. Yeah. Cheers.
I could have coped with it. He's put... So The Sopranos. So we decided, because we really enjoyed doing our British comedy moments, we had Paul coming on the episode tonight.
Our esteemed guest.
Paul is a massive, massive Soprano head. We decided we're going to do a top Sopranos list.
Yeah.
So it kind of started off Sopranos' funniest moments because Kev was a bit worried about it being too dark. But after recording JFK, it kind of... You can't get much darker than that shit.
No, not really, can you?
Not really, no.
Holocaust.
Well, maybe the next episode. We'll get the conspiracy guys on to talk about the Holocaust, will we?
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Did it happen?
There are doubters.
Yeah, me, one of them, definitely.
What was it? What TV show was it where they went, this is not my view, but on the TV show it went Holocaust, Schmolocaust. What the fuck was that on?
Oh, that's brilliant. That sounds like a community.
What was it? Was it Family Guy?
Oh, it's got to be
I don't
Family
know.
Guy.
If anybody out there knows what TV show did they say Holocaust, Schmolocaust, by all means let us know.
That's fantastic.
Again, it's not our view. Anyway.
It's not your view.
Okay. So let's talk about The Sopranos. So what's the first favourite Sopranos moment that we're going to play?
So basically, we normally do a top 5, but because there's 3 of us, we're going to do top 3. So you're missing out on one, but you know it's fair. It's fine. It's fine. I don't have videos for mine, so I'm not going to be playing clips for mine because like you say, we started off. Let's do light-hearted because Sopranos it's going to get kind of serious. Turns out I'm the one that kind of went with the serious because I like my drama. I did actually. There was a video that I watched of like sort of the big sort of blowout argument between Tony and Carmela. Yeah.
And that is actually one of my favourite scenes in the whole of the show.
Awesome scene.
It was supposed to be funny moments, so I didn't put that in.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is, because we've got clips for Chris and Paul, we're going to do, the funny moment, and then we'll do mine non-clip, and then we'll do another funny moment, and we'll crack on.
It is The Sopranos, so there will be C-bombs, although you've already heard them tonight.
Yeah, but no, they won't have, because I'll have edited them out in post-production.
Okay. All right.
So, post-production, I like that.
Wow.
You know what it is? Since we got the cave, I feel like I'm proper legitimate podcaster now, so I can throw post-production out there. Like, I can use that. Like, it's a term.
Use the terminology.
Yeah. Like, so you haven't heard any C-bombs yet. Thank you very much, because I would never say that on the podcast. However, you will possibly hear a couple coming up. Well, you will.
Yeah, you definitely will.
You'll hear at least 2, possibly.
It's Sopranos clips that we're going to be playing, so there is swearing and stuff.
And the C-bomb is there.
Yes.
So who wants to start their top 3 with number 3?
On you going, Paul?
All right, then. I think we'll start with the Silvio clip. Basically, it's a card game, and they're basically playing poker, and Tony's in the room, and he's got a couple of skivvies, basically, who run around, making sandwiches, giving the guys beer, drinks and stuff. And Silvio's getting really wound up at all the guys because he's got a shit hand and he's not winning much money, basically. So he just has an epic rant, which, we'll let you hear in a minute, but you just have to hear it for yourself, and it's just awesome. That's all there is to say.
It is
about
awesome.
it.
Yeah.
So here we go.
I wanted him to ask.
Really?
Penal implants.
Hey, Doc.
Please, I've heard all the jokes.
Pot's right. 6th Street, here we come. No help. Mysteries abound.
Shut the fuck up and deal, will you?
9 of spades, thank you. 6 clubs.
So get a broom and sweep up
Jack
some of
is
that
right.
shit over there, especially on the Silvio, all
They
right?
must have put the horns on me.
Perry King's bets.
What's the bet?
800.
What the fuck could you possibly have?
Incredible luck.
You're telling me, you miserable fuck.
Bet or check?
Don't rush me, sunshine. You've been rushing me all fucking night.
Yeah, he didn't study this hard in school.
John, please, the bet's not to you.
Good. Dealer controls the game.
Thank you.
Do you fucking mind? Jesus, do you ever shut the fuck up and blow that fucking smoke somewhere else? What the fuck are you doing?
Sil, take it easy.
I'm losing my balls over here. This fucking moron's playing Hazel. Get the fuck out of here.
I was just trying to sweep the cheese away from
Why? Why now? Leave it there.
I don't know, I was just...
What? Where do you get these fucking idiots, huh? Where do you get them? He's sweeping the cheese. I'm trying to leave the fucking cheese there, all right? I love fucking cheese at my feet. I stick motherfucking provolone in my socks at night so they smell like your sister's crotch in the morning, all right? So leave the fucking cocksucking cheese where it is. Here, go ahead. Have a good time. 800.
Call.
And why don't you go fix a fucking dick or whatever the fuck it is you do?
Hey, Dr. Freed, you know about that Viagra shit?
He won't quit, this fucking guy. Go ahead.
I heard they were sinking a crate of it down to the Titanic to try and raise it.
Very good, very good.
All right, down and dirty. Last card, automatic 1200 bump. Kings, rule the realm. Kings talk.
Check.
Door's wide open, Dr. Freed.
Check.
David?
He checks.
Bet. 1200.
I'm gonna call because you ain't got dick.
Can I steal this fucking hand? I think I can. I'll raise 12.
See? You should have checked. You got shit. Now it's gonna cost you another bet. Call. Fuck.
All right. Let's see him, boys.
Trips.
3 deuces.
Cry me a river. 3 beautiful kings.
Flush.
You motherfucker. You slow rolled me. The fuck were you doing in that hand?
His money's good. He wants to sell. It's his business.
Fuck you two. I should stay with my goma tonight. Hey, cheese fuck. Give me some food.
You know what? It doesn't come much better than Stephen Van Zandt in that show.
Yeah.
He always had like some of the best lines. I mean, even from the very start when it's like, "Hey Silvio, cheer me up," and he starts doing the Godfather Part 3 impressions. Just when I think I'm out, he's fucking awesome. Silvio's a great character.
And that scene also featured a very young Robert Patrick as well.
He's not that young. He's always been old, but yeah, he's kind of young.
It's not that far removed from Terminator 2, is it?
It can't be. The scene's very kind of reminiscent of, is it Goodfellas? With Joe Pesci?
Oh, yeah.
And he's got Christopher Moltisanti, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Aye, and he shoots him in the foot. Hey, come over here! Yeah, that's fucking awesome. It's that scene reminds me of that, but that's a great scene.
So what's your first scene then, Kev?
Well, I kind of went serious. I kind of just went for the scenes that I really just absolutely loved, and I couldn't really settle on one for this particular episode. Basically, they've been trying to get Steve Buscemi into the Sopranos for years, but there was always conflicting schedules. So the way they always got around it was that he directed an episode every series, or he directed 2 episodes, and I think it was series 3. Was it series 3 for the Pine Barrens?
I don't know.
You know when they've got the Russian.
Oh, I know that episode. Yeah.
And I couldn't pick...
It's actually, I think, the best episode.
It's...
in all 6 seasons.
For the Sopranos, for me, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. For the Sopranos, that is the all-time, my favourite episode. I think it was the first episode that Buscemi done, Paulie and Christopher. I don't have any clips, because literally I couldn't pick a scene.
I was looking at scenes for that episode. If anybody hasn't watched The Sopranos...
Yeah.
Because, you know, there are people out there who haven't...
Not many.
Our friend Byrne refuses to watch it.
He refuses to watch a lot of things.
He's an awkward prick.
He is.
The episode is basically they kind of accidentally think they've killed a Russian guy, take him out to the woods to bury him. The guy's not dead, goes on the run, and it's Paulie and Christopher
freezing the balls off,
trying to figure out if they've killed the guy or not.
Well, I think Paulie comes up and he says, he's a Czechoslovakian. He's an interior decorator. And then Christopher goes, his house looked like shit.
Honestly, man, the whole episode, because obviously there's been back and forth between Chris and Paulie. They don't like each other very much. There's not a lot of respect. By the end of that episode, the respect is solidified. Like, they don't love each other, but they know that they can tolerate each other now. And for me, it was one of my favourite episodes. I couldn't pick a scene. I literally couldn't. Probably when they pull him out and he runs away, and he actually gets away, because they never actually addressed that. Did they find him in the end? They don't think they did.
No, they didn't.
No,
he just got away.
He kind of got shot in the head, didn't he?
Tony and what's his name? Bobby came to kind of rescue them, didn't they? So they sort of said, Tony said to him at the end, "Is he dead?
Yeah.
Are you telling me he's dead? If he's not dead, we have to go back." And Paulie kind of said, "Yeah, he's dead. Let's go home." But that is a damn fine episode.
So yeah, I think for my number 3, and that's why I put it at number 3, because it's not a particular scene. It was just a series of scenes. I think the whole episode is phenomenal. The Pine Barrens. I'm sure it's series 3, isn't it? But that was Steve Buscemi's first directing job. I'm about 98% certain it was his first directing job because they couldn't get him on the show until later on, and that was a mess.
It was okay. They could have done more. They should have done more.
Considering they built him up at every series. We're getting Steve Buscemi, and then
they did that with Christopher Walken as well, where they were saying, we're getting Christopher Walken in this next series, we're fucking going to, Christopher Walken going to come on.
Walken would have been awesome.
He would have been, but it never happened.
As a main. He could have been Uncle Jew. Nah.
No.
Genesi was awesome as Uncle Jew. So, your number 3.
So, my number 3 is, I'm not sure. Let's go with Wallet Biopsy.
The Wallet Biopsy. Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah. Later, I think it was season 6, Tony Soprano was shot by confused Uncle June.
Yeah.
And he wakes up, he's in hospital now, and he's woken up by someone from an insurance company.
Good afternoon, Mr. Soprano. How are you doing?
Better now.
I'm glad to hear that.
Where they been keeping you? The other doctors around here, it's like the United Pillows of Bennington.
I'm not a doctor. I'm a utilization review specialist. I represent your insurance carrier. It's my job, together with your physicians, to see how fast we can get you out of this place and back home. Well, this is good. They've closed your incision and your ambulatory now, and I see they've got the Foley out.
You want to kick me out of here?
Well, a hospital stay costs a lot of money.
My bowels don't work. I'm in pain. I just got operated on, for Christ's sake.
Well, perhaps your bowels would be working better if you hadn't tried to eat the sausage sandwich on 3/28.
I don't believe this. With all the money I've been contributing over the years, you want to put me to straight.
Look, you think we're the enemy, but if you hadn't had insurance, you would have ended up at the county hospital. It's a good thing that you had your card with you when they performed the wallet biopsy.
The what?
In the ambulance. If you hadn't had your card with you, they would have dropped your butt at Martin Luther King.
The wallet biopsy. Get out of my room, you sick cunt.
Yeah. So,
oh, man. James Gandolfini.
The C-bomb.
It's not the last one.
It is, it's a massive shame. Was it last year? It was last year, wasn't it? Wasn't this year?
That Gandolfini died a couple of years ago now.
A couple of years
ago. Oh, hell yeah.
2013, I think.
I think it was last year. That was a sad fucking.
Oh, it was. I was devastated when I read that.
You know what the thing is? It took him a little while after The Sopranos, as it does. Sort of they're having the same kind of problem with like Breaking Bad, where there's sort of typecast type thing and all that. But he was just starting to come into his own.
He was
you rave about the movie The Drop.
Yeah.
Which is it? Tom Hardy is in that. I've not bloody watched it yet.
That's why I rave about it. Gandolfini is excellent in that movie. He's excellent. But Tom Hardy puts in some, it's like a lightning in a bottle performance. Like, he's so understated, but so overstated at the same time. Like, you're waiting for him to just snap and do something, but at the same time, you're not. He's just bubbling away.
But that's pretty much Tony Soprano for 6 seasons.
Tony Soprano all over.
Yeah, but he was just starting to come into his own.
He was,
and he was on the verge of becoming fucking huge.
No, I'm right there with you. So, Paul, before we all start getting all teary-eyed,
I know.
Yeah.
I'm fucking well up here.
I think the next one involves Uncle June, which he's basically in the shower, and he's kind of has a little bit of an accident, and he has some choice words.
It's a very, very short. It's a very, very short clip.
This is
but it gets the idea across.
This is literally 4 seconds long.
It gets the idea of how pissed off he was that he fell over.
Yeah, you know what? There's so goddamn many Uncle June moments in The Sopranos. But that's up there. Another clip that we're going to show in a minute is up there. Uncle June.
Uncle June's awesome. He's absolutely awesome.
And he did show up, not as Uncle June, but he did show up in an episode of Blue Bloods.
Ooh, he did, didn't he?
Was that last season or the season before?
The season before.
Talking about typecasting, it's Uncle June.
He's Uncle June always. He always is.
He did play a mobster.
So man number 2, Tony was always like a foreboding character. He's always like he's the big man, and he's like he's out there. He's the head of the family. He's going to kill you if he has to. Although he technically didn't really do anything after Series 1, did he? Once Series 1 was over, he kind of became the head of the family, but he didn't really do
anything. Well, he was like, other people need to do that now.
Killed Ralphie.
He did.
That was almost on my list. Ralphie. It wasn't that scene. It was Ralphie when he was in the elevator and the guy came up to kill him, and then Tony phones him, and he just didn't know how far he got, and then does he not turn around and say, "What the fuck are you looking at?" And it's like, you've no idea. That was nearly there. But this one was when AJ tried to kill himself, when he threw himself in the swimming pool. It's a harrowing as fuck scene. But when Gandolfini, I mean, we were just nearly welling up 2 minutes ago when we were talking about the fact that he's dead now. But when he throws himself into the swimming pool for his son, it is something else. Like, Gandolfini could act like a bastard. Like, he
could. Of course he could. I mean, by that scene where AJ tried to commit suicide, I was kind of rooting for the swimming pool.
I'll second that.
Yeah, I'll third that. I'm not talking about
he was a whiny motherfucker, but I agree with you. Of course he was.
When he does that, and when Gandolfini suited in everything, and he just launches himself in. I remember that being one of the scenes of The Sopranos. There's many scenes when you sat back and went, "Oh shit!" Like that just got real. It went deep, you know. But that was the scene where he jumps in, and just saves AJ, and I was just like, "Oh fuck me!" Like he's human.
There is a better scene.
There's a few better scenes
in the final episode where AJ's told by Tony that Bobby's been assassinated, basically. And AJ goes, "Oh, that makes me really upset." And Tony basically fucking drags him off the goddamn bed and throws him into the cupboard. And he goes, "Get your fucking shit together!" And that was amazing.
But that's completely different to saving his life.
Yeah, I know, but still.
So the next clip we have, who's next?
Is it me?
Is you next?
Yeah. So we're going to talk about...
So this is your number 2.
This is my number 2, Polly. Yep. So... So there's going to be a number. There's going to be another C-bomb dropped here in a minute.
At the end of the day, it's The Sopranos.
Yeah.
So as long as we're not saying it,
it's standard, isn't it?
Which neither of us would say.
Not saying what?
Because post-production and
not
stuff.
Not saying what?
The C-bomb.
Well, so in this scene, Polly's mum has gone into a retirement community. See what I did there?
Yeah.
Was it? It's like a trip to Captain Antibes. I can't believe none of us have actually clips from when, like, a bit of back and forth from Tony and his mum, because that was some of the best stuff.
That was
actually.
That was.
Oh, stab me right here!
Let the Lord take me.
One of the best ones was, like, he kind of realised that she was being she was sort of plotting against him and stuff. And
being a right what?
What?
Being a right what? Dandy man.
But they were like, she was in a hospital bed and they were wheeling her out.
Yeah.
And he kind of stopped them wheeling her. And he goes like, "I know you're fucking dead." And all that. And doesn't he try and smother her?
He does.
Aye. Yeah. But they're like wheeling her away and she's laughing.
Yeah.
And that was, but how do you, it's a podcast, how do you, anyway. So Polly's mum is in a home. She's kind of being bullied a bit. It's a bit it's a bit crappy.
It's quite dark.
God love her. So
considering it's Polly.
Polly is standing up for his mum and he's going to have a little bit chat with the son of another woman that's in the home with his mum.
This can't be Polly. Chucky? Come here, you pizza-faced son of a gun, you.
Mr. Van Cohenberg, what did we say about those shoes?
The laces are in my locker. I was going to get them after study hall.
Get them now. Come on, Polly. Hard to believe it's been so long.
This is for you.
That's a nice gesture, Paul. I really can't.
Go on, I got lots of them. You can't assault me. No more glasses.
I had the LASIK.
And your face cleared up pretty good, too, huh?
Cleared up in 10th grade.
See? There you go. 9th was my last. So, did your mom tell you I saw her over at Green Grove?
Apparently she sees quite a bit of your mother.
Well, that's just it, Chucky. They're both residents, but there seems to be an exclusion. I don't blame your mother. I blame that Minnie Matron. She's a malignant cunt.
So we stopping that one there?
Yeah.
That's all you need to hear. That's just one of the fucking best scenes.
I think when we first seen that, we were just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It kind of makes you want to look up the word malignant.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, I'm on board with that. Like, Paulie's my two favourite characters. Not my two favourite characters, but two of my favourite characters, probably right in the top three, in fact. It's definitely Paulie.
Of course
and
it is.
Oh, yeah.
Silvio's awesome. Paulie's awesome. Yeah, Tony's obviously number one. But without Silvio and Paulie, that show wouldn't have been half the show it is. I remember I always go on about that scene when he says something to Chris about his mum working the bonbon stand, and he's like on about getting a blowjob off his mum, and Chris is like not impressed, and he turns around to Silvio and he's like, "Hey Silvio, do you hear what I tell him?" And he's like, "I told him his mum was working the bonbon stand." It's fucking awesome. Paulie's
You are right enough. Gandolfini, quality as he was, but
top note.
You still needed those characters there, and that's what the Sopranos was. It was even Janice, like
Janice was great when she shot
Richie April.
Yeah,
that was amazing. Yeah. When you realise that you don't mess with Tony and Tony's family, but you don't mess with any of the family because Janice will kill you. Like,
but like that's become a verb now, isn't it? To Richie April someone.
I'm going to Richie April you if you don't shut the fuck up.
That's amazing. I'm going to coin that now. Yeah, I had
but like for me, that is up there with like Sweet Chin Music or an RKO. I would like to just do that to someone just once.
Yeah, just Richie April.
Right now, if you mention the fucking Dandy Man moment again, I'm gonna Richie April you.
You said it, not me.
I said I wasn't a Dandy Man. Why are we still saying Dandy Man? Why am I still saying that? So Paul, what's your next one?
So this is your number one.
Number one. I think. Well, I could have had so many number ones to be honest. But this one is when Uncle June is stuck, shall we say, in the garbage disposal in his sink in his kitchen. He's been there for some hours and he's getting really frustrated.
Hello. In here.
Uncle June?
In here. The kitchen. Where you been? I've been calling you all afternoon. My fucking hand is stuck down the drain and I can't reach the fucking phone.
Good thing I'm nice, because I could start tickling you.
Jesus Christ. How long you been standing there? 6 hours! Now get the fucking detergent and lubricate my wrist. Motherfucking son of a bitch. I thought you were Bobby.
Why didn't you just call a plumber?
With what? My fucking toes? Relax. Relax. Let it go limp. Limp, you're flexing. Let it go limp. Limp, that's it. You're flexing. Limp. That's it. Simmer down. Simmer down. Easy. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, this fucking house. I'm dying here.
So yeah. Oh, Jesus. That could easily be used in like a porn. You're flexing. You're flexing. It's the second time he says it, definitely.
That was obviously before he got Richie April.
Yeah.
Exactly. Scene contains Richie April. Is that like a cinema sins? Scene does not contain a lap dance.
I think so. Yeah.
Scene contains Richie April.
I mean,
Uncle Jew. What can you say about Uncle Jew? He's just one of those characters. He's fucking awesome. Is it Dominic Chinese? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Or Chinese, because he's probably Italian and stuff.
However you say it in Italian American.
I did almost put an Uncle Junior moment on there, but it was when he admits to... Well, no, his girlfriend tells, is it Carmela?
Yeah.
And then when Tony's like, oh, it looks like you're putting from the muff. Oh... Because apparently it's a big deal, like, made men aren't supposed to go down on the women, you know? When Tony finds out and he plays golf with him, that's how he puts him off. It's fucking a brilliant scene. And he's like, looks like you're in the muff, Uncle Jew. That nearly made my list, but I went a bit too serious. I went dark.
Let's watch your next one.
So, my number one, you'll have to give me a second to choose. So, yeah, definitely the Vito moment when Vito's on the building site.
Oh man!
And Finn, is it? Yeah, it's Finn who is going out with Meadow at the time. Opens the door and sees Vito giving another man a head. And it's not so much that scene. That scene's like quite amusing in a way, in a dark way, in a twisted way. But it's more like the scenes that follow.
Yeah.
When Finn doesn't know if he's hitting on him or if he's going to put a hit on him. So
there's a scene where Finn's in like the porter cabin thing, and Vito opens the door and it's like, fuck. You know, you're going to get raped or murdered.
One of the two. And to be honest, as a viewer, I don't mind which.
Yeah, Finn was a prick.
But yeah, does he not end up proposing to Meadow because he thinks Vito's going to like come on to him? Does he not end up? I'm sure he proposes to her because like he's a bit scared of.
He tells Meadow.
Yeah. Sopranos always dealt with things like situations like that with a bit of levity, and it kills me every time. Whenever I watch Sopranos, because it's like a big thing, isn't it? Like in the mafia, you're not allowed to be like they always go on about it. He's half a fag, or you know, like come on, let's get over that shit. But yeah, that for me, it's not that scene. I mean, that scene builds up to what's coming, but it's the scenes after when Finn just doesn't know what's going on. Is he going to get raped or murdered? You know, and that always tickles me because that's a question I live with most days.
Wow. Not just the podcast days.
Not just the podcast days. So your number one.
Okay, so my number one. See, I've got a choice of two here.
Are you saying you sometimes think about raping or murdering?
Of course I do.
That's all right. I can live with that.
Every day of the week and twice on Sundays.
It's better than a 2-star on iTunes.
We got a 2-star on iTunes.
No, but if we did, I'd rather be raped or murdered.
Oh. Okay.
Or catch the mange. Right, so your number one moment on The Sopranos.
Right, yeah, I've got a choice to make here then.
Would you want to talk about honourable mentions first? Or?
I do, right. We'll do an honourable mention first because this one here is going to be my number one. So the honourable mention is a Sopranos talk about all the terrorism.
All up in the bada bing.
Yes.
in the most apt place to be doing a terrorism talk.
Oh, yeah.
That's where the UN should hold their summits.
Isn't it? Like the G8 and all that. Just sit in the bada and just like crack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the scene, there is a bartender that works in the Bada Bing who, bless him, you've just closed the window again, haven't you?
Yeah, I closed that one because you didn't want that as number one. Alright, so the dude gets fucking knocked about, as he always does.
Now they talk about terrorism. So the number one is...
Did you want me to play your honourable mention as well?
Yeah, I did.
Right, what's it called?
Ah, fuck that. You've ruined it now.
The moment's passed.
Uh-huh.
Talk about it.
Well, you going to play it or not?
Yes, I'll play it.
I'll fucking play it then.
You malignant.
Hey, Toad! You doing knocked over roadside stand?
My uncle's farm. Less than 100 miles from here. In a whole different world.
The bullshit really falls away up there.
Yeah, but that shit with the ports now. No customs agents are bad for us, but anti-terrorism-wise, they're doing nothing. What's it gonna take, a fucking nuclear bomb? They caught one of these Al-Qaeda cocksuckers in one of these containers trying to sneak in here.
Thank God they caught him.
Well, there's enough they don't catch.
You gotta realize the administration's busy though, too. Handing out non-competitive building contracts to their friends.
Hell, we can all understand that.
We're fucking sitting ducks here. The only thing between our homes and Port Newark is a chain-link fence. They got a nuclear bomb in a container and we're fucking dead.
That's why you gotta live for today.
What'd you say?
I said that's why you gotta live for today.
Talking about annihilation, you stupid fuck. Your kids, my kids. Burning into cinders.
I can't even think about it.
Take it easy.
Get some air. Take a walk outside.
Take it easy.
All right, everybody.
Come on. Take it easy.
It's a good scene. You know, it's a Tony Soprano scene. The poor guy does take quite a lot of beatings off of Tony
over these seasons.
Yeah. It's just a typical Soprano scene. They're shooting the shit, and then the guy gets to beat shit out of him.
Yeah.
Beat shit out of him.
The beat shit out of him. I like to beat some shit out of people.
Right, okay.
Or shit some beat out of people.
So my number one.
I think the only honourable mention I had, and Paul, you said it earlier, was probably the Ralphie scene.
Yeah.
When Tony kills him, basically, over Pie Oh My.
Pie Oh My.
You know, that whole little section of the series, like the show itself, was fantastic. Like, I loved Ralphie. I thought Ralphie was
good.
great.
He was good.
And the scenes when you realise that he was getting rammed by Janice, they were great. Oh man, there's so many good Ralphie scenes. And like I said earlier, when he's in the lift and the assassin's coming to kill him, and then it all gets called off, and he basically fends the assassin, and you're just sitting there thinking, you idiot. Ralphie got so many good scenes. I like to think he was the Buscemi before Buscemi came along. And so you're number one.
So yeah. So this is a scene that I think everybody can relate to. Basically, was it season 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Season 6, episode 10. Mm-hmm. Encyclopedic knowledge, all up in here.
Yeah. So one of the guys in Tony's family is found out to be a gay, and so he goes on the run. And in this scene, he's trying to do normal people work. He's doing all joinery and that, and he's trying to kind of figure out how far into his day he actually is.
10:30, gotta be. Hour and a half, lunch. The halfway fucking point. Don't look at your watch. Not yet. Save it. Treat yourself. 10 to 11. Maybe 5 of. Don't look. Think of those sandwiches Jim made. When you've eaten the last bite, this fucking day is halfway gone. $11:30. Has to be. Look at the angle of the sun.
Maybe even 11:45.
Okay. Look. Now. Fuck me!
Yeah, that's a day we can all relate to.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
I had that day today, to be honest. What actually happened to Vito in the end, though? He was murdered, wasn't he?
It came back.
He got whacked.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Didn't he get like a pool cue up his ass?
Yeah, he did.
Aye.
As you do.
As you do.
It's not a bad way to go.
Better than getting your head squashed by a fucking truck.
That's very true.
Well, is it?
Curb stomp.
Or your head squashed by human hands.
Oh, yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Obereni.
I'll throw some Game of Thrones in there for you because I know you're a Game of Thrones
Javier
geek.
Pena.
Javier Pena? Is that who he is in Narcos?
You know that, but you don't know who fucking shot first.
Your mum?
Do you know who shot first yet? I was going to set you a challenge right at the start, but I figured by the end of the episode we'd probably forget that I'd set it for you. So, yeah.
So what the fuck?
I was going to do like a 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon sort of thing. And like I was going to give you like 2 actors, and by the end of the episode you had to like link those actors, and you had like so many moves. But then I thought, you know what, we're going to be drinking, so by the end of it he won't have remembered. And then you would have said, oh, who was the 2 actors, Kev? And I'd be like, I can't remember. So I didn't bother. So Vito's at work, and he's half a fag. He's in hiding, and yeah, it's a long ass day. And that's your number 1 moment.
Yep.
Welcome to the Wicked Radio Network.
So what else do we have tonight, Chris?
Well, Kev, we were going to be doing a review of a bad movie, but so me and Paul did the homework a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, you watched it, didn't you?
Me and Paul watched it a few weeks ago.
We did.
Snaps.
We sat through the goddamn thing.
I know you did.
And it was awful. I can't remember the name. War of the Dead.
War of the Dead, it was.
So it had a guy from the bill.
DCI Carver.
Yep,
We
DCI
established
Carver,
that.
yes.
DCI Carver.
Yep.
From Sammy O'Nick.
Doing an American accent for some reason.
Was she doing?
Oh, it was awful.
Oh, yeah.
Could you not just be like Danny Dyer and just do like a Cockney accent? You know, because that's all Danny Dyer does.
What, you fucking...
You slag. I like the other word,
Yeah.
and it sounds good in a Cockney accent, but slag.
You slag.
Is more like podcast
I think
appropriate.
if you're quoting the Football Factory, you're allowed to say that, aren't you?
Nah.
No?
Nah.
No.
Nah.
You sigh.
You sigh. I still don't know what that means.
So me and Paul watched War of the Dead a couple of weeks ago.
As you did.
Oh.
The trailer looked good.
The trailer.
It didn't really progress through the whole movie, though.
No.
It was kind of flying monkey zombies and stuff in it.
What I will say is what I was saying to you earlier. Like, I put it on. The guy went into the cabin, and I sat like, he's really ripping off Quentin Tarantino here. Like, he's really taking the piss out of like Inglourious Bastards, and it's going to end up being like a zombie movie. Yeah, no. I'll watch Tremors 5. So I'll watch Tremors 5 instead. By the way, there's a Tremors 5 on the go. Awesome.
You didn't do the homework. So War of the Dead.
I feel I did my own homework.
So you invented your own homework.
Yeah.
That's not how
Did
it
you not
works.
get my email? Like, I did email you saying watch Tremors 5. We'll talk about that.
No, you didn't.
I didn't know.
No, you didn't.
I could have done though, but I didn't.
Sure.
So War of the Dead, yeah. How was it, boys?
Shit.
It was beyond shit.
Can you remember anything about it?
I can remember Zombie Hua.
Zombie Hua. Are they not the best type of zombies? Is that not Walking
Depends.
Dead is missing?
There was a zombie Hua?
It depends what they start eating.
I'd like to think that when Carol does die, she will turn into a zombie Hua.
Carol can't die.
Did I say the words Carol and die in the same sentence?
I'm still on. If Carol dies, I'm out.
If Carol dies, I'm out. Like, if Carol and Daryl die, I'm out. Rick dies, I'm in. Big time.
Nah.
Walking Dead's back. Is it not next week?
No, that's Monday.
What, Britain or...
Fox is pretty good over here.
Fox has been
where
fantastic.
it's like pretty much the next day. It's like Sky Atlantic is with
Yeah.
Game of Thrones and shit. It's pretty much the next day.
However, BT, what the fuck? Fear the Walking
You
Dead?
know what? I'm not watching that out of principle.
I don't think you should watch it on the simple fact that it's shit.
Alright. Or that'll do as well.
I don't mind a slow burner. I really don't mind a slow burner. I'll watch a slow burner any day of the week. Like, sometimes it's the best kind of film you can watch, sometimes it's the best kind of program you can watch. This is a slow burner in the way that The Walking Dead itself is a slow burner. Like, it just fucking totters along and it does what it has to do. Then every series it blows up and becomes insane.
That was a strong vodka, wasn't it? That was a strong vodka you had there.
Fucking very strong vodka. But Fear the Walking Dead, I'll watch the next series, but not like, I'm not dying to see it.
I'm optimistic about the next series.
You've not seen the first series?
No, not of... Oh,
Of
no,
The
no,
Walking
Walking
Dead.
Dead. Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead's going to be good because you're going to have like some Rick versus Morgan kind of thing going on.
Yeah, they're bringing in the fella, what is the big bad and stuff.
Are they bringing him in? You know...
Who is it? Negan? Fagin. That's
fucking Oliver Twist, man.
The nerd, Imran, on the Jock and Nerd, he's mentioned a few times, like, when are they going to bring Negan and when are they going to bring Negan and I don't want him to do Negan because he's a good character, he's an amazing character. I just don't think we're there yet. I think when you bring Negan in, I think Daryl needs to be out by then.
Well, you've not seen the last series yet, have you, Paul?
No.
No.
Seen 5.
They all die.
They all become zombies, and that's season 6.
Every one of them die.
There was a moment at the end of the last season where like Daryl was kind of stuck in a car and stuff like that, and I kind of thought, you know what, that is how you could actually kill off Daryl.
And everybody would be alright with it.
I would have been alright with it there.
Nah.
Not Carol.
I don't want Carol to die ever. I really don't want Carol to die. And I'll be gutted when she does. I mean, she has to go at some point. So yeah, Fear the Walking Dead. If you want to watch it. But I mean, it's nothing really. I'm holding out hope that when it comes back for the second series, it's going to be way better.
Hey, are you a jock that likes comics?
Are you a nerd that likes comics?
Do you feel left out sometimes?
Well, then we've got the show for you.
I'm Imran.
And I'm Anthony.
He's the jock.
And he's the nerd.
And we host the Jock and Nerd podcast at jockandnerd.com. If you're looking for fun, entertaining, laugh out loud geek chat over all the latest Marvel, DC shows and news, visit jockandnerd.com.
Full spoiler podcast, lots of swearing.
You're such a jock.
You're such a nerd.
Oh, come on.
Shut up, nerd.
Okay.
So, the thing that everybody has been waiting for, the one reason people have actually held off in this whole podcast, because I know it's been excruciating, is the whole...
sitting next to you.
The fact that we promised to bring back the 365 cut. The movie we're doing
is Die Hard 5 or A Good Day to Die Hard, but we're not calling it that.
You know when you type in IMDb Die Hard 5, you get nothing. You actually have to type in A Good Day to Die Hard.
Yeah.
Which is like
stupid.
So yeah, we decided that the last time we did this, we did Spider-Man 3, and it was a bit of a clusterfuck.
It was.
I think we were writing two different movies.
We were.
Yeah.
Well, I killed everyone in the first half hour.
Yeah, you were like, there's far too many villains, so I'm killing this one off, this one off, this one off, and I was like, I kind of need that one. My ending serves no purpose without that character. And we didn't really reach a common ground on Spider-Man.
But you know what, we do need to revisit that, because when I was re-listening to it, I kind of thought, fuck, that would have been, I could have said that and stuff. Yeah.
So the last time we put it out there, somebody suggested Die Hard. We're not going to rewrite Die Hard 1. I mean, what would be the fucking point? It's pretty much a perfect movie. So we thought, you know what, Die Hard 5 is atrocious. Have you seen Die Hard 5? Good Day, Die Hard?
Yeah, I watched it.
And they throw themselves into a fucking swimming pool of radiation and live, and they go to Chernobyl.
Or Grenoble.
Or Grenoble. I'm okay with that. You've been listening to those conspiracy guys. Yeah, so we decided it was time to do Die Hard. Die Hard 5. Good Day, Die Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's give a little bit of like what the actual movie is. The actual movie is Bruce Willis not giving a fuck, phoning it in, talking to Jai Courtney, and a couple of explosions, cars running each other off the road. They go to Chernobyl, throw themselves into a swimming pool, and the film ends. So that's it in a nutshell.
Yeah. So really, Paul, there wasn't any need for you to watch the movie?
Yeah.
No,
so
because it was pretty shit.
I mean, you just have to look there. It was written by a guy called Skip Woods. You don't trust that guy, do you?
If someone I meet's called Skip, I kind of want to give him a slap.
I kind of want to see what else he's done.
Unless he's a kangaroo.
I'd still give him a slap. I wrote Swordfish. Oh, Wolverine Oranges. You love that movie?
He wrote Oranges, fuck.
So he's known. Skip Woods.
He wrote the A-Team?
Skip Woods, the man that is, wrote Wolverine Oranges. He wrote Swordfish. The A-Team. The Tim Olifantastic Hitman. Cause
I like the A-Team. The A-Team is underrated.
And he also wrote a good... Sabotage! That's got his name written all over it. Thursday.
Fuck's Thursday.
Never heard of that. Is that the one with the woman who, like, puts the guy in her fridge? The movie opens in Los Angeles convenience store Monday night. Small-time drug dealer with Aaron Eckhart's in it. I'll watch that. She's trying to decide what coffee brand to buy his ex-lover. This film sounds good. This film sounds great. It's got someone called James LaGrosse in it. I don't think it's the one about the guy in the fridge. No, that was the guy from Edinburgh who put his wife in the fridge. Sorry. I'm thinking of two totally different things here. That's a movie called Thursday, by the way, written by Skip Woods. It just shows you the intelligence of this man. So he wrote A Good Day to Die Hard. Sorry, there's two people on there. Roderick Thorpe. I'm not looking for that.
No.
Oh no, he wrote the original characters. So he wrote John McClane is literally it, because there are no other original characters in this movie.
That's very true.
So,
really, to be honest, John McClane isn't in this movie because it's not fucking John McClane.
It's just him being like, "Oh boy, you're my son.
Do you want a hug? Fuck you."
Yeah. Don't call me Dad. No, don't call me John. Whatever.
Call me John.
So he's a crotchety old fuck in this movie. In the original movie, some guy tells him that his son's going to go to jail, so he goes to rescue his son. So we're going to recut it, is what we're saying.
Yes, we are.
We're going to recut. We're going to make our version of Die Hard A Good Day to Die Hard.
Yep.
That is the worst ever title, isn't it?
Well, it's going to get better.
It's going to get a better title. I mean, I saw your title. So basically, how do you want to do this?
So you've got the middle bit.
I have the middle bit in my head.
That's good, because you're talking about the middle bit.
Definitely.
Right.
I have no ending.
Paul's going to do it.
Paul's going to do the ending. You happy to do the ending, Paul?
Well, I haven't thought about it yet, but yeah, why not?
So do you know, like, the premise of the 365 cut is that we're going to rewrite the movie, we're going to make it better. Do you know Chris's opening?
I briefly read it before.
Yeah. It was a bit much, wasn't it? He was all like, and then a stream of light comes through the window, lights up his eyes,
and then a dove comes in and
oh. So are we saying John Woo is now directing?
Fuck no, JJ.
So basically, A Good Day to Die Hard, recut, 365, open, go. I'll tell you what, we'll do your opening, because I did actually like your opening a lot better than mine, and then I'll I'll tell you mine later.
You said you wanted to add some stuff.
I'm gonna no, just little. So let's go. So fade to black, and then we come on. And how does it start?
All right. Okay. Right. Okay. So
and Paul, if you have anything you want to throw in, just throw it in.
Will do.
This is literally like a piping hot mess of a movie.
it's going to be better than Spider-Man, though.
It's going to be way better than Spider-Man.
So the movie opens in New York. Doesn't open in Russia.
I'm sold already.
Yep. So it opens in New York, similar to Die Hard with a Vengeance. It goes straight into the action, and there's a big bastard explosion.
So, like in Die Hard with a Vengeance, they have that song, "Hot Tail Somewhere in the City," you know that one, and then what song were we having?
Halo.
Fuck.
You know what? I don't know. I never thought of that. So in the opening scene, we're going to be cutting back and forward in the opening, and like pre-credits kind of thing. We're going to be cutting back and forward, right? So we've opened up. There's a big motherfucking explosion.
Right. So there's a big explosion. We're in New York City.
We can do that.
We'll just use that song.
And a bit of nostalgia on that.
Call back.
Why not? Yep. So it cuts to from that. It's a sort of carnage everywhere and stuff. So it cuts from there.
A shitty looking prison.
All snowy and Russia-y.
See, this is...
Define Russia-y.
Snowy.
Snowy, looks like shit.
Could be Russia, could be Scotland, we don't know.
A couple of warheads sitting around.
Yeah, there's a warhead.
Aye. There's a red flag. I don't know.
Aye.
Ivan Drago's like busting the corner.
And like James Bond's running about killing people.
That's the way to go.
Job's a good one.
Just read it, man. Have some fucking conviction in your script and read it.
It's not a script, is it?
Okay, yeah, notes.
My notes.
Aye.
Right. So we see a prison, the outside of a prison, and there's a bunch of
shoulders.
Buffalo shoulder. Dreadlock rasta.
That's the song at the start of the movie. Okay, there's a bunch of shoulders running towards the prison.
There's a bunch of... Oh, man.
Let's just do this, okay? Because honestly, it gets better.
You know what? This is worse than the Cartman one.
No, it's not. It's
it
not.
Fucking is.
It's not. It's
right,
not.
so we're in a prison. Oh, man.
Are we in prison? We're in Prisony land. Right, so there's a shitty looking prison. It's all snowy and rushy. Bunch of shoulders in black running towards it. Should have done this when we were sober.
We really should have.
So we'll cut to John McClane.
McClane? Come on.
That says McClane.
It says McClane.
Does that say McLean or McLean?
It says motherfucking McLean, you cocksucker. Right, so a bunch of...
We're cut to John McLean.
It says John McLean. Fucking IMDb, put fucking... Oh, tits.
We cut to a shitty looking prison, all snowy and Russia-y. Bunch of soldiers in black running towards it. We cut to John McLean. That was an accident. Right. We cut to John McClane.
Paul's about to pass out, by the way.
He's in a police station. He's not a street beat cop. He's not running after folk. So a terrorist calls him to claim responsibility for the explosion at the start of the movie with the Beyonce tune all over it. He's all voice changery in that.
He's got a voice changer.
Any terrorist worth his salt would use a voice changer. I mean, right, so he's all voice changery and that. We cut back to the prison and the soldiers are sneaking in and they're all like covert and like black suits. They're going in to get to the You know what I mean. It's a prison break.
I wrote it.
So you go back to John speaking to the terrorist. We don't know who the terrorist is yet. There's going to be a random attack like this every 24 hours. McLean asks him what the demands are, and the voice tells him, "Don't worry, you'll find out soon." Sorry. Don't worry, you'll find out soon.
It doesn't matter what I'm
He sounds like Bane. He sounds like Bane, doesn't he?
I think he does sound like Bane.
Don't worry, you'll find out soon. And in the meantime, you should just enjoy watching the city burn. That's your actual words. The city burn. And realise there's nothing he can do about it. Some heavy shit there.
I know, right?
So the soldiers are back in the Russia-y place, and they stun a bunch of guards, and they look through records to find out which cell they're looking for. So McLean is trying to keep the guy He's trying to keep the guy talking so that they can trace him. He tells him he's going to open up a can, and McLean would whoop ass. I read this earlier and I was tempted to tell you, but I knew comic value. So McLean is trying to keep the guy on the line because obviously it takes that long to do a search. They can trace him, tell him that he's going to open up a can of whoop ass. So the soldiers get to the cell and they break the door open. Back in Russia now. Bust ass looking guy, and can I read it like I'm doing Mr. Movie Phone? No, Mr. Movie Phone does the trailers. In 1985, there was a guy.
If you want.
I don't know why I went 85, but they open the door and there's a bust-ass looking guy on the cell. Tell him to get his ass up. So McClane asks the guy his name, and the terrorist doesn't give a fuck. He says, my name. And then you cut to the next, right, pause, dramatic pause. The soldiers help the guy up out of his bed as he's struggling. They need to confirm they've got the right guy, so shine a torch on his face. JJ lens flare, we can't see him.
Ooh, lens flare, I like that.
JJ lens flare. JJ's making it, right? So we get a bit of lens flare. We don't see his face. My name is Almeida. You get the reference, Paul? Of course. Sweet. The camera pans round and shows that the soldiers have rescued Jack Bauer. Opening title, Die Hard 24/7.
And the year blink, 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 blink.
That was like the official, like, you remember the old X-Men theme tune? So the Die Hard 24 goes like blink, blink, blink. So the movie is now called Die Hard 24/7.
Yes.
So up until now, John McClane is he's a chief now. He's running the department. Is he running the department? He's running the department.
Oh yeah.
Can I add a little thing there? Like, is second in command, like his top boy, is Al from Die Hard 1. Can we have
I'm happy with that.
Because I quite like Al enough. So we're bringing Al back. Al works for him. Doesn't make any difference. I just want to have him there as a callback. So would you like to carry on?
You do it. You're doing a good job.
So we go back to the busy as hell police station after we've realised that it's Jack Bauer. You know what it is? When we were coming back in the car and coming away from Glasgow, and as soon as we said Jack Bauer was going to be in our version of 24, it's like 24 Die Hard. It's like that's where it goes. Because they said that for a long time, didn't they? Like, they said Jack Bauer was going to be...
That was rumoured heavily that was going to happen.
Very heavily.
John McClane and Jack Bauer crossover movie.
So we'll go back to the busy as hell police station. The first 24 hours is nearly up. Another bomb is due to explode. So McClane is being given an exposition of who Tony Almeida is by Jack?
No, not yet.
So he's being told who Tony Almeida is. Right, okay, so there was one thing I wanted to add. We could probably add him in there. It's New York. So he's getting given exposition by a certain person in a cameo role, just a small cameo role. Can we have that being Tom Selleck?
Oh, fuck yeah! Frank Reagan's got to be in there.
So the commissioner comes in, Commissioner Frank Reagan comes in, and he's all like, this is who Tony Almeida is. Can he be the guy that's like, we've got someone coming in to fucking tell you who Tony Almeida is, and we've got someone coming in to help you. So he's telling Jack's on his way. Are you okay with that?
I'm happy with that.
Cool. Because obviously Tom Selleck would be there with like an FBI agent or some fucking random douchebag who's all like, you know...
But dismissing him completely.
Someone we don't like.
You're an arsehole, you know...
So he's been given the exposition, but they don't know what the motive is. Obviously we do, because we've seen 24. So after hearing about the threat, they've launched a covert operation to bring back the only guy who has expert information about why Almeida would do this. They say Jack Bauer gave himself up to the Russians in London, which we know because we've seen that horrific TV show that was 24.
It was alright.
It was horrific.
Okay.
The only good thing was like Chloe being like a hacker renegade. So they say Jack Bauer gave himself up. He's on his way to New York. Can we have a scene where like Jack's like being rescued, but he's not entirely happy about being rescued? He's all like, "Damn it, Chloe!" or "Damn it, fuckface! I told you not to rescue me." So in the meantime, they've got a tech op who is going to try and talk Almeida down the next time he calls. She's going to chime. Who could she be? I'm stroking my mustache. So the phone goes. Tony says their time is up and they should look out of their window. Would he really say look out of your window?
Fuck yeah.
So Chloe speaks to Tony and begs him to stop. Tony says they shouldn't have brought her in and there will be repercussions. He hangs up. McClane goes over to the window. I'm sorry, it still says McClane. McClane goes over to the window and he sees two big fuck-off explosions go off at the same time. Phone goes off again and Tony says 24 hours to go. The FBI fella, could that be the one that Frank brought in?
Yeah.
Cool. The FBI fella asks him again what he wants, and Tony just says they'll find out. He says he looks forward to speaking with Jack, though, and hangs up. How the fuck did he know Jack's on the way? So, McClane asks, how the hell did he know Jack's on his way? Okay. FBI guy says, shit. You seen The Wire? Can we have Bunk in there?
Okay.
Can Bunk be the FBI agent? He's not in the FBI.
I have no idea you're going about, but okay.
He kind of, every time no, it's not him. Oh, shit, that doesn't matter. There's a guy in The Wire who every time he talks, he goes, shit. Corruption? Murder? Where's Baltimore? Shit. So the FBI guy says, shit. They must have a mole working in the FBI. No, not the FBI. Surely it's just the police department.
Moles in the FBI?
So Jack is on the helicopter. He's flying over New York. He's being briefed on what's occurring. I see what you're thinking when you write these things. What's occurring?
That was horrendous.
It's almost another 24 hours later. They're almost there, and he's told that they're going to take him to the police department that Tony has been calling. The helicopter lands, and Jack is met by Chloe. Says no. Because he would. He would. So Chloe's there, Jack's there. They get in the car, and they head to meet up with McClane, etc. So Frank Reagan... probably not there by now. He's probably gone.
He's got things to do.
I think he's left.
He's got like a family lunch, so.
Aye. He's left his FBI handler, but it's a Sunday because all terrorists strike on a Sunday. So Frank's away for his bait.
Yep. He's away for his bait.
So they arrive at the station. They head in, and Bauer meets McLean. Awesome.
Fuck yourself.
There's a lot of shooting the shit where they're telling Jack where they're up to, which isn't very far. They've been tracing the calls to get a lead, but they're finding it damn near impossible. Chloe's there, so don't worry.
Exactly.
Jack puts Chloe in charge of tracing the next time Tony calls. Tony calls and again says that now everyone is there. The fun can begin. Chloe's tracing. So Tony, Jack, and McClane are doing all the trash talk. All of the trash talk. And Tony says another 24 hours up and then they will pay the price for involving Chloe. He hangs up and a bomb goes off in the police station. Right? So a bomb goes off in the police station. Shit. Is Bunk still there? Obviously, Jack, Chloe, and McClane are okay. They help each other out of the wreck and pretty much fuck everyone else. It's Bauer and McClane versus Tony now. Chloe found a hidden rerouter. Your IT and your tech skills come in here. Just amazingly.
Yeah.
Chloe found a hidden rerouter link to another mobile phone number during her trace. This is why Tony didn't want her involved. Bless her. The phone number is European in origin. I see where you were going when you said European in origin. But it is now in New York area. She locates it to an estimated area. Bauer and McClane get in a car and drive off to investigate. That's where you go. That's your opening. That's your cold beat opening. It's a good opening. Mine was a bit fucking stupid, to be fair. But I can work it in. I can work in where I was going with mine. So, like, they get in the car. Chloe's found this place for Jack and McLean to go and investigate. And so she gives them a location to go.
Motherfucker.
So the two of them head off there. I had the location being like you know the World Trade Center, how you had the two big buildings and then you had like 7 or 8 other buildings around it, and they're all kind of like big tall buildings. So I had them going to maybe one of them because the World Trade is, Americans love that shit. So they kind of
not there anymore.
Well, that's not there, but there's still a few like buildingies.
A few what?
So they go there and Chloe gives them the coordinates, not the coordinates, like where to go and to get there, because that's where the next attack might be. So they get there, and it's not unlike the Nakatomi Plaza.
Like
so they get in there, and the two of them go in, and they're all like, fucking, we'll have to get to a certain floor, because this is where the attack's going to take place, because Chloe told us. That's when it turns into, not the raid, and not dread, or anything like that, but they get to a certain level, all the fucking doors start shutting, all the fucking shutters. Because we're living in a 9/11 world, you've got to have security in your fucking buildings, in your plazas, in your fucking towers. So all the shutters are coming down, everything's fucking locked down, and they're now stuck in there. But before it all goes to shit, camera goes down to the bottom fucking floor, and in walks a dozen troops.
Well, you got to have henchmen.
You have henchmen, but also Sean Harris. You know Sean Harris? I'm casting your main villain here. I don't know if you've got an idea for who you wanted as your main villain.
I do.
Who's your...
Doesn't come up yet.
Well, he kind of comes up here. You don't know it's him yet, though, but do you have an actor in mind?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Right, who's your actor?
Well, you know who it is? I told you.
Yeah, but you can't go with that one.
Well, yeah, I can.
Did he not die?
He's the big bad.
3.
Didn't die.
Because I want a new baddie, but...
You want the family.
Yeah, I want the family.
Right.
But I don't want him. I had in mind, you know Sean Harris, British actor. He's in the new Mission Impossible movie. He was in Creep, the one with the subway. He played the fucking creepy thing. He's in loads of stuff. He's a fucking awesome actor. I think he should be a new baddie.
Okay, in my version, the big bad is Jeremy Irons.
But he died.
But did he?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. He's a little bit crispy.
Okay, so the henchmen come in.
Basically just go, I want him to say, "Holy Toledo." That was an awesome impression.
Yeah, it was. No.
That was the best impression I've ever done.
Does it have to be him? Can we not just have another one from the same family?
Well, I had another idea, but then you fucking completely rejected that. You said you wanted it for the post-credit scene.
Because I'm trying to set up Die Hard 6 as well.
Yeah, but we're not doing that.
No, we could though.
Because,
that could be a future episode. We could write Die Hard 6 for Skip Woods.
If we were writing it, well, it wouldn't have been the same character because it would have been John McClane. So we could do that then. We could do a 365Flicks production of John McClane.
Yes. Right. So do you really need Jeremy Irons?
Yeah.
I'm saying Jeremy
I don't know
Irons.
who. Right. So what have you got with this big bad then?
Well, I had Sean Harris. Right. He's a fucking amazing actor. He comes in with the rest of the henchmen and all that. They come into the tower. Because basically, the main thing about the Die Hard movies is that John McClane's in the wrong place at the wrong time. Die Hard 1, Rickman's trying to fucking rip off the Nakatomi Plaza, but really he's trying to rip it off. He's got nothing to do with John McClane. Die Hard 3, yes, he's got a bit of a vendetta with John McClane, but really he's just trying to steal gold from fucking wherever it is. So I wanted this one to be like another Gruber relative.
You need to have a Gruber in there.
Yeah, I wanted it to be a Gruber relative, either a cousin, brother, whatever. But I didn't want it to be, I'm going to rip this place off, but you just happen to be there. I want it to be that he was fucking gunning. They go into the tower, everything shuts down, all the henchmen come in, and Sean Harris comes in with them, which you know he's going to be someone because he's a fucking awesome actor. You don't know right now who he's going to be though, and then he like comes in and it comes over the tannoy, he's all like, Mr. McClane, you know, in a German accent. I can't do German. We were expecting you, you know. And that's when they realise, you know, you've got your mole bit in there. They realise they've been kind of set up. Who sent them to the tower? Chloe. So Chloe's working with Tony.
Yeah, you wanted that, didn't you?
I did. She can come good at the end if she has to, but I quite like the fact that everybody...
Yeah, but it's Jack Bauer.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if she comes good or not. She's getting a fucking bullet. No, you can't have Chloe betraying Jack Bauer.
Why not?
Because.
Why not?
Unacceptable.
So basically, the second half of the movie, Chloe's set them up. She's put them in the tower. Everything's shut down, and it just becomes Die Hard 1, but without the thievery and without the
you know what? I like that. I'm up for that.
Really, they just want to kill John McClane. Like Tony wants to kill Jack. Jack's there because John is. And fucking the Gruber, whatever, wants to kill John because it's John McClane. And I wanted it to be that, and they have.
You know, that's kind of how I like thingied it. Was John McClane isn't? That's not what he does anymore.
Yeah.
But he's kind of being forced into it.
Yeah.
Which is Die Hard.
Exactly. Like,
so it's him and Jack versus.
And that's where I was going. I like the whole fact that you got Tony in there. I love the fact Tony's in there because. You know, Carlos Bernard's fucking an awesome actor, and every time I see him, I just, you know, it's Tony. So I like the fact that Tony wants to kill Jack for his reasons, and I love the fact that you've got a Gruber relative in there who wants to kill John for his reasons, and it's not a heist movie. They're not trying to steal gold. They're not trying to fucking steal bearer bonds. They just want to take revenge on the fucking asshole that killed 2 of his brothers, and Nina comes in later. In the post-credits. In the Avengers scene. Well, so how are you, Paul? Are you sitting good with this so far? Or?
Yeah, I like it so far.
Is it better than A Good Day to Die Hard?
Definitely.
Couldn't be worse. Do we still have Skip Woods writing it? I didn't really have an idea of my script. I just had like little scenes that I wanted to throw in there. I had like a little bit where like they're running about the tower and they're all like up against it and they're trying to get the doors open. They now know that Chloe's kind of the one that fucked them over. She might come good. She might.
I'm not happy with Chloe being...
Okay, she comes good at some point. Probably towards the end. Obviously, you're going to find out she had a gun to the head. So they're running about and they're doing this. And I had this little scene, purely because you know how much I love the man, but I had this little scene where John McClane manages to get himself to a bit of, like, tech because everything's cut off. And remember the Warlock in Die Hard 4?
Yes.
Kevin Smith?
Yes.
And he had the CV. I had this scene where, like, John McClane gets to a CV and he's all like, hey, fucking dump truck, I'm fucking stuck in this tower and I need your help and all that. And he's all like, oh, somebody's hacking you. I'll fucking hack the system and I'll fucking help you out. Can't help him out, obviously, because Chloe's Chloe. Yeah, I wanted a little scene with Kevin Smith as well.
I actually wanted a scene with Sam Jack, but I didn't know how to...
We can get Sam Jack
where Sam Jack would come into.
He could be on, like, floor 32 just having, like, a shrimp in that.
Oh, he's away for a beer.
There's a big kahuna burger in the tower. So he's away having a big kahuna burger. And he's like, shit, John McClane, fuck that shit. I'm tired of these John McClanes and this motherfucker John McClane.
What the fuck?
Or he sees him and he's like, you should go and John McClane your hands.
We're going to Richie Aprilia.
We're in the Shakatumi Plaza.
The Shakatumi, that'll do.
Is that what we're calling it? So they're trapped in there. Everything's gonna fuck. It turns out Chloe betrayed them, so Jack's a little bit fucked up about that. Jack's not happy that Almeida's after him. Sean Harris is the bad guy. You okay with that?
I'm happy with that.
Since we checked his IMDb, you now know who he is?
Yep.
You're happy with that? So if you watch the new Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, he's in that. That's probably why I cast him in this.
I've not seen it, but I do like him.
I could see him playing a good kind of die-hard villain. Like he'd play a good Gruber, a good German Gruber, you know.
And he was in Walking the Dead.
So yeah, I don't really have much else from that. I just had a couple of scenes where like they're in the tower, they're battling everyone. Jack and John are having to work together. John manages to get in touch with the Warlock to try and help them out, but he can't help them out because it's Chloe.
Well, it's anyone versus Chloe is getting fucked.
Exactly.
So this is but when you think about it, this is it's an action movie, it's a Die Hard movie.
Oh, it's a very good action
So this
movie.
is a good sort of half hour, 40 minutes of your movie. So this is your second act of the movie.
Yep.
Is Tony Almeida in the building with them?
I think Tony has to be. I think Tony has to be there.
Let's throw us out there then. Throw Paul a bit of a curveball. We're working through the building. They're killing all the henchmen because it's Jack Bauer and John McClane.
I feel Jack's doing more of the killing than John McClane.
Of course he is. And he's fucking tearing people open to look for a chip because that isn't really there. He's been in a Russian prison cell for ages, so he's got some steam to blow off. So he's slicing people the fuck open.
He's still beardy at this point,
and saying "son of a bitch" and
"damn it."
God damn it, Chloe!
God damn it, Chloe!
He's got to say "God damn it, Chloe."
I can't believe you betrayed. Is that she set them up? But obviously, Chloe has to come back round because it's Chloe. Is that how she does it? Because he just phones her and he's like, "God damn it, Chloe!"
Well,
and she's like, "Old times feels."
Maybe he says like, "Send it to my screen."
Send it to my screen. God damn it, Chloe!
Or maybe Chloe like hears the.
Brother, send it to my PDA.
Exactly.
Ooh. Send it to my iPhone because I've got Wi-Fi and stuff.
In a lockdown building.
Right. So
anyway.
The curveball.
They've been working through the building. They've killed all the henchmen because they do. So kind of at the end of it, Jack Bauer and John McClane.
Are we coming into the final
versus Tony? You think it's going to be that's it done. They've won. They've beaten Tony, and then Jack Bauer gets shot from behind.
Jack gets shot from behind,
and then someone steps out of the shadows and goes, "Hello, Jack."
Is it Terry Bauer?
It's not Terry Bauer, but you're close.
Is it Kim Bauer?
It's Kim Bauer.
It's Nina Myers.
Oh.
So you know what? Nina Myers didn't get a silent countdown. She's not motherfucking dead.
She didn't get a silent countdown.
By 24 rules, she's not dead. She didn't get a silent countdown. So fuck yourselves.
Chappelle, Mason, Edgar Styles, all silent countdown, all dead. Nina, no silent countdown, not dead. Sorry,
so,
I'm with you on that one.
So Nina Myers is alive and well.
Plus, he does the kill shot. He does the bang, bang, bang. He shoots her 3 times. You don't see those bullets in.
You didn't see a goddamn thing.
Nope.
Exactly.
So Nina could easily be alive.
Aye. We've heard of worse conspiracies. There's a little bit of exposition again.
Nina could have very easily been on that grassy knoll.
Timey-wimey.
And she's German, so untrustworthy.
Which we'll come to in a second.
So,
Jack Bauer's been shot just in the arm. It's a Jack Bauer wound. He's not going to die. It's Jack Bauer.
It's a flesh wound.
Exactly.
It's great.
So Nina Myers is there.
5 times he still carries on.
Oh fuck, guy! It's like he was addicted to drugs for
a day,
about
an episode,
a good 10 minutes out of an entire 24 episode run. That's all right.
He survived a triple. He survived a triple heart attack in one episode.
Exactly. I don't know what people get worked up about. If Jack Bauer can do it,
I can do a heart attack, name on.
So Jack Bauer's bust on the floor. John McClane is like, "What the fuck?" And so we get the curveball where Nina Myers kind of, Tony and Nina have won because
she's monologuing.
She's monologuing.
Oh, what a bitch!
You've got to do a bit of monologuing.
Don't ever monologue. Did The Incredibles not teach us anything? You don't monologue.
But we find out through the monologuing, Myers is only the cover name, and her real name is Gruber.
I'm alright with
She's
that.
Hans Gruber's daughter.
So
boom.
How about we make? So how about we make Sean Harris and Nina Myers brother and sister? Can we do that?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah. So the children of Hans Gruber, which is why the movie's kind of set in a tower, kind of like the Nakatomi Plaza. I like that. And it's just pure revenge. I mean, that's my big thing. I just want it to be pure revenge and not like monetary fucking gain. Because that pissed me right the fuck off about Die Hard with a Vengeance. I love Die Hard with a Vengeance. It's a great movie. But does Simon really have to be knocking off a gold reserve at the same time as pissing off John McClane?
They kind of explain it because John McClane went, I know the man, I know the family.
Yeah, steal the gold.
Well, the whole thing about Simon Gruber was he was like an independent army. So my thing was like that's why he wanted to steal the money, was to fund his independent army.
Just annoyed me.
They didn't really go there, did they?
So when we decided to rewrite this one, you're not going to have another Die Hard movie without a Gruber. It's got to be done. But I just want it to be revenge.
Yeah, you have to have a Gruber in there. Nina's is Hans Gruber's daughter. John McClane threw Hans Gruber out of a building.
Which is pretty cool because then you're tying it into both Jack Bauer and...
So that's your crossover.
Yeah. You're happy with that?
Yeah.
So how does it end, Paul?
Where do we go from there?
Where do we go from there? We've done the legwork. You just have to end it.
Well, obviously, we mentioned Kim Bauer before.
Oh dear! Well, you've got to have Kim being kidnapped.
I'm just getting to that bit.
Right, on you go then.
Is that what Tony's been doing the whole movie? He's kidnapped Kim.
So
dressed as a panther or something.
So let's say she's been kidnapped.
The Princess Peach of the TV world.
Yeah. So we're obviously all fucking raging about it.
I don't. No, I'm not. As a viewer, I'm quite happy that she's been kidnapped.
Is that like Jack Bauer's first? God damn it! Kim's been kidnapped. God damn it, Kim!
God damn it, Kim! Not
Son
again.
of a bitch!
But then I don't know. I mean, I think
what
we
if
need a daring plan to kind of rescue her, as always.
We need to decide why Chloe has turned to the dark side, because Chloe doesn't turn on Jack Bauer. What if
maybe she's
Nina Myers is a Gruber?
Right.
Chloe didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Why is she being coerced then?
I think it's all to do with Tony. I think Tony's just such a smooth talker.
Or you think he's giving her the?
And Jack speed away. Jack speed away through a Russian gulag. But you honestly think Chloe gets turned by a fucking spitter from Jurassic Park? So Jack speed away to a Russian prison, and he's all like, "I don't want help, and I've given myself up. Don't help us, Chloe. God damn it." So Tony's all like, "Jack, he didn't want your help." I don't know
what was that accent?
I don't know what fucking accent that.
You know what? No,
that's my sinister.
Fucking Ricky Gervais. Suki, go to the well. What the fuck, man?
That's my dodgy accent. He didn't want your help.
Walk many, many miles
in my shoe.
Why is Chloe being coerced?
Well, you know how Tony talks? He's always got that proper low voice. Jack, he didn't want your help. So yeah, he's all like, he didn't want your help. So come and help me. I'm going to take fucking divine retribution. I need your hacking skills because you're good with computers and shit.
What if Tony sold Chloe on it as a way to rescue Jack from the Ruskies because he sacrificed himself to let Chloe go free?
Right, yeah.
At the end of, what's it called again? Live Another Day.
The last one.
Yeah, so Jack, gave himself up to the Russians because they had kidnapped Chloe.
Mm-hmm.
So what if, Tony's like, oh, well, you're an absolute arsehole for doing that, so...
I'm on board. She feels bad.
You know...
She feels like a bit of a dick.
Maybe, that's how he got in there. So okay, so that's how Chloe's turned.
He's a slippery motherfucker, is what you're saying.
She's been sweet-talked.
He's got the stash. He's got the beard. He's slippery as fuck. So
right. So that's how Chloe's been sweet talked. She finds out that like Nina is involved. Did Chloe know Nina?
Chloe wasn't there when Nina came in, but
she didn't know.
She has to know of her.
She'll know of her.
Yeah.
But she knows
because it's Nines. So everyone knows Nines. So Chloe's coming back round.
So Chloe. I think Chloe finds out that A, Nina is alive, and B, Nina is a grouper.
With the help of the warlock, he's all like, "Hey, check out these files."
Okay, so
you know what?
John McClane has been like
John McClane.
John McClane has been saying to the warlock, "Fucking help me," and he's been trying to hack Chloe. So in the end, Chloe kind of comes back. She does evade her. She comes back to the good side, and she sort of teams up with the warlock, and she unlocks the building.
Can I just explain my reasoning for the warlock? I like it, but it's the whole fact that Kevin Smith had such a fucking horrible time making Die Hard 4. And
is it because he was making the
cop out?
Yeah.
And he was working with like his idol, and Bruce Willis turned out to be a massive fucking asshole, and it was the worst experience Kevin Smith's ever had. So I kind of wanted him to have a good experience on Die Hard 5. Like, he doesn't have to work.
Yeah,
with
he's actually working. No, but see, this Bruce Willis in our movie is a Bruce Willis who actually cares about John McClane.
Yeah, definitely. Like, he's not just in it for the paycheck.
And he's working with Kiefer Sutherland.
He's the Bruce Willis from Die Hard 1, basically, in our movie. So Chloe comes back round because she's working with Kevin Smith.
So she unlocks the building.
Is that when Skip Wood comes in and rewrites the rest of the movie?
More than likely.
So we've made about 2 hours of a movie. Skip Woods comes in, writes the last half an hour.
I like to think so she's unlocked the building. That's a setup for the final act of the movie.
Yeah.
So you've got 3 villains versus 2 good guys, and Chloe and the warlock.
And there's a big showdown at the end. The good guys win. And all is done.
Good night.
Good night. So we're not really bothering with the final battle.
So who dies? Who survives?
Tony gets a ticking clock.
Nina escapes
because Nina's in Die Hard 6. What are you laughing for?
I think you kill off the ginger because why wouldn't you?
Sean Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah. You kill off Sean Harris because the Gruber has to die.
Action against gingers.
Yes. Yeah. They've got like a big parade next year, haven't they?
Yeah.
What,
like
really?
A big ginger parade.
Yeah.
Ugh. So I
imagine the smell.
I can't even listen to an Ed Sheeran album without feeling sick. Tony, we don't know what happens to Tony. He gets a ticking clock. So
I think he does like a Darth Vader at the end of
he just
A New Hope. He just
goes. He goes, wasn't me, and fucks off.
I'm the best pilot in the universe. What?
The Gruber dies in typical Die Hard fucking fashion, quite horrifically.
Nina survives. She has to.
Nina doesn't Die Hard 6, so like she's the Gruber sister. She's got to go and have more kids and make more Grubers. Because if we don't have more Grubers, how does Die Hard carry on? So
like the shark and Jaws.
So going forward, is John McClane going to be in Die Hard 6? Or is he all, like, retired at the end of the movie?
Well, he's a captain. He's a...
You know how I said before in the kitchen about the post-credits? Jack comes into the office, and he's all, like, signing off, fucking, we've done a good job, we killed off the Grubers. We don't know what happened to Tony. He might not be dead. He might be dead. Nina's fucked off. That's all good. John McClane and... that guy is like sat there, and they're like, so we've got a job for you, and they throw like a file on the table, and McClane's like,
that kind of screams, you're never going to believe this.
That's good. You're never going to believe this, but Ryan Chappelle's still alive.
Can I throw a bit of a harsher, darker one at you?
Mason.
No.
Old mutant.
No.
Okay.
No. So like
his dad and his brother.
Shut the fuck up. Pre-credits, Nina's escaped, and pretty much Tony's escaped, and all that. Mid-credits, whatever.
Can we have a pre, a mid, and then a post-credits?
Jack Bauer's happy. No, Jack Bauer's not happy.
No, he's never happy.
Someone's going to get killed. if he's happy, someone's going to get killed.
We could cut to, like, Syria, and there's, like, a Syrian soldier who fucking beheads Kim, and Jack's like, I'm going to take on ISIS.
Wow.
Current events.
That sounds all American.
Current events. And then we have the flag draping over the fucking bridge.
Here's where I'm going to... Fuck off.
Hey, come on then. We're getting there. The end.
Right, okay, alright. So this is the final...
I'm about
however many credit sequences You want
3.
Right, this is the final one. So
have 6 at
the
McDonald's.
final one, right,
Right.
is John McClane comes out in his apartment or whatever. He sort of has a whiskey or whatever the fuck, and then you hear, John, what's occurring? No.
Oh, John, what's occurring,
What's
mate?
the sign say?
And it's fingers.
Don't touch the machines or I'll break your face.
Oh!
No, right, okay, so...
Somebody order Chinese.
It's Chinese, Ellen.
Oh, man, at fucking Comic-Con he was desperate to say that because, like, the guy that played Fingers was there. And he was fucking desperate to see the guy so that he could say, does someone order a Chinese?
He's going to Newcastle, and I'm saying it. I swear to God, I am saying it. Somebody order a Chinese, and he'll say exactly what you said. He'll turn around and go,
fuck off,
that
mate.
That wasn't me. Right.
So John McClane comes into his apartment.
Oh.
It's dark. He pours himself a scotch or a whiskey or something. Nina Myers is there in the dark, in the shadows, and she goes, John McClane. And he turns around, obviously, because it's his name. And then you hear a gunshot, and then cut to black.
Shit.
Silent clock.
You can't kill John McClane. I suppose you're passing the torch over, aren't you?
So that's how we end the movie.
So that's like your post credits. We got the bones of the movie. I think we got more than the bones of the movie. Starts off with the explosions, Tony Almeida, it goes into the tower, the Gruber, the Nina, goes into the end. I love it. I think we've got a fucking...
It's a fucking better movie than that.
If we can get Skip Woods to fucking write that for us, we're on the ball.
You know the one thing it's missing? Someone called Guillermo.
Guillermo.
I didn't actually say that.
What do you call Benicio del Toro? Like Benicio. That was the 365 car. You know what it is? I feel quite bad because I sent a tweet out to the Bad Ideas guys, Brigger. Did you listen to the last episode?
Oh, fuck, which one was it?
They kind of threw a few word grenades at us in particular.
Is that the one where you asked which one would you choose, Princess Leia or Harley, in bed?
I think it was.
Yeah, I.
Harley every time. They basically...
No, Princess Leia in the Gold Bikini.
They basically called you and I Irish. Then they call us Welsh. Then they call us Spanish. Call us British at one point, which is right, as we know. They call us quite a few different things. Brigger pretty much set on the fact that we are Welsh sheep shaggers. Did you hear that bit?
Oh, I didn't hear that bit.
They did this.
I've not listened to the whole episode because I've been listening to those conspiracy guys.
They're good.
They are very good.
Oh, that was the thing I was going to do in the news as well. I was going to talk about the Patreon page. Basically, there's a thing out there called Patreon, and it's where you've heard of Kickstarter. Mm-hmm. Where, like, Kickstarter, you reach your goal, you've made your goal, you make your shit. If you don't reach your goal, you don't make your goal, you don't make your shit. Basically, Patreon is like, people can subscribe to you and they can give you money each month. So, like, $1, $5, $10, you want $5? Like, all that shit.
Sucky, $5?
And basically, they give you that money each month to fucking keep yourself going. So those conspiracy guys have set theirs up and they're doing really well with theirs. I'm really fucking happy for them. But it kind of got me wondering, do we do it for us? Because obviously it'll pay your fucking hosting fees, pay your website fees, pay your fucking YouTube fees, whatever. I kind of want to do it. What do you think? Do you think we should look into it?
I think we should look into it.
Or is it just like asking for money?
Well, it is asking for money.
I know, but I mean, we do this out of our fucking we just love doing it. It's a good hobby. I love doing it. I like sitting down with the boys and fucking cracking. Having Paul here tonight is even fucking better because it's not just me and you. So it's a good crack.
To be fair, I've taken quite a lot of abuse tonight.
You have, and I feel if we do have more guests going forward, that's going to be the tail of the tape.
Spell things correctly and it won't happen.
Fucking spell check, motherfucker.
Well, to be fair, if I could speak, I would have read it out myself. So
it could have been worse. You could have said John McCain.
I could have said that.
And it could have been like McCain's chips all night. So yeah,
they tried to kill me once.
I'm looking at Patreon, and I'm thinking it might be a way forward in the future.
Sorry, I nearly choked to death on a microchip on.
You fucking did. You literally had to run out onto the street.
I didn't run out on the street. I kind of
on a McCain's chip,
a microchip,
a microchip. Ever the drama queen. So basically, yeah.
It's going dark.
Brigger, I sent a tweet out to him saying you threw some word grenades at us in your last episode. Check out the word grenades coming your way. I'm not going to do that because we're British and we don't do that shit. You know, you Americans are fucking petty, so...
Yeah, you know... I've not listened to that whole episode.
They call us quite a few different nationalities.
Do they really?
I was a little bit
right.
gutted. And you know how much I love them. You know how much I love Bad Ideas podcast. They fucking... You know, I do. But they call us, like, Welsh.
Call them Mexicans, then.
I've got... Well... America, Mexico.
Isn't one of them Canadian?
It's the same thing, isn't it?
One of them is Canadian, isn't he?
Probably Brigger. We'll just say it's Brigger. What's that all about?
Buddy.
What the fuck was that? Buddy. Is that your frog impression?
No, that's what they say.
Rabbit.
Buddy, that's a boot.
As a boot. But I tweeted him and I said I was going to throw some word grenades, and I haven't tonight because we've actually just got right into everything we were doing, and I think we've had a good bit of crack. Episode 19 is going to end up being a fucking long one. Are we happy with that?
I'm happy with that.
I'm happy with that.
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, Paul.
Thanks for having
for
me.
being our first in-studio guest.
I know that last bit kind of got away from you a little bit, but...
That's alright. Let you guys do your thing.
We don't really have a thing to do.
Well, you did that. John McLean.
Oh, fuck off.
I can't wait till people hear that shit. Like, I think that's going to be trending. It's going to be like a hashtag. Hashtag McLean. When I post the episode out, it's just going to be hashtag McLean's all over. Another day to McLean Hard.
Die Hard 24/7.
Die Hard 24/7 McLean.
24/7 McLeaning services.
That's what it's going to be. So that's been episode 19. I've been Kevin, and the man next to me has been... And the man next to him has been... Powell. And that's been a good episode. I'm fucking happy with that.
I'm not happy at all.
And we're coming back for episode 20. Episode 20 is going to be a big episode, I think. We need to make it as big as possible. So what can we do? What can we do to
fireworks and shit and spelling things right?
I think 20's got to be when we get the Jock and Nerd on. So that's us. Episode 19, over and fucking done. Sweet.
You are now leading the world of Musings of a Geek podcast network. Stay geeky, my friends.